Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hi. I'm sorry, I really can't see chat. It's just to keep my immersion in the game and stuff, so I'm not really going to be react. But feel free to ping my mods. I know Crackle Nugget's going to be here, and Flanaz will be around as well. There's some commands in the title. Feel free to use those. But welcome. My name is StrayMarble, and with me we have a bunch of wonderful members from Team Widers playing D&D with me today. We got Selfless Nobody, we got Just Genie, Pack Your Baggins, we got some Sarah, we got the Scottish Geek, and below me we got Vitrut. We're all gonna be playing some D&D together. So, with that, let me pull up some of my housekeeping notes here. Minimized it, so I don't know where that went. Haha. Nope, not what I wanted. All right. So for some housekeeping notes, first off, what we're going to be doing is, let's see here. There we go. So this is the first try for our adventure. We're going to give it a shot. We haven't really done live D&D like this before, so bear with us. There might be technical difficulties. There might be some odd things that happen during the show. Hang in there with us. We appreciate your patience. Hopefully, if this goes well and we all have a really good time, we're going to make it hopefully a monthly thing if we can make that happen. So stick around if you want to keep watching that. Like I said, not going to be interacting much with chat because I want to focus on the game and providing a story for you folks as well as for my players. But feel free to chat with each other, talk about the game, talk about different stuff about D&D or whatever you want. Just keep it respectful. Follow the Twitch rules. Follow all the rules in the chat. Please don't be homophobic. Please don't be racist. Please don't be hateful. Please don't bully each other. And if you're a really big fan of the rules, try and kind of relax a little bit because I do a lot of homebrew stuff and run things in kind of my own way. I do follow a lot of the rules for D&D, but every so often I might do a rule differently or make a call that's different than what you might. It's okay. It's our game. Just sit back and relax. It's all right. And let's see. Anything else I want to add about that? No. Last thing is that this is going to be put up on my YouTube channel later on. I'm going to be just taking the VOD. I might cut it down a little bit just to do a little bit of trimming here and there, but for the most part, it'll be just uploaded as usual. So if you can't see the whole thing, feel free to follow me on YouTube, and you'll have the whole thing on there, hopefully within the next couple of days. And with that, we'll go into a few character introductions. First up, we'll just kind of go around the circle. We'll start with Vit, if you want to go ahead and give us a little intro.
Of course. Well, if you don't know me, my name is Vit. I come from the channel Vitrot. Double T's everywhere. And my character is called Valor. He is a Tabaxi monk with the Cobalt Soul on a journey for all of the knowledge. And curiosity killed the cat and all that. So we're going to have some fun, hopefully.
Nice. And next up, we got Selfless Nobody. Go ahead.
I am Selfless Nobody. My channel is also Selfless_Nobody. I am playing Valdon, who is an ASMR paladin. Kind of discernible features, light blue skin, purple eyes, and kind of purple hair. Just on a quest because of my deity.
Perfect. And up next, Just Genie. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Just Genie, allegedly the nicest witch on Twitch. Channel name is the same because, yeah. I'm playing a half-elf druid by the name of Angerboda Bjornsson, or just Bo for short because it's a bit of a mouthful. She's very young, incredibly naive and trusting, and she's joining this journey to follow in her mom's footsteps, who was also a druid.
Awesome. And Pack Your Baggins. Go ahead.
Yep. Excuse me. My name is Pack Your Baggins. Twitch name is the same as well. And I am playing a barbarian who is simply known as Sackvan. And he is just trying to get by and make his way in the world.
Perfect. And with that, next we have Sarah.
Hi, my name's Sarah. My Twitch name is Sarah88_66. I play a gnome cleric who goes by Merpose, Carlin, Xana, Nyx, Gimbal, Dazzletop, but Merpose is fine. And I am on a journey to discover something that my father figure was onto.
Perfect. And lastly, we have the Scottish Geek. Go ahead, Katie.
Hi, my name is Katie, or Scotty, whatever you want to call me. My character is actually a doll race, which Marble very kindly made up for me. He is a rogue, and he is basically very young and lost and trying to find his way home because of something very tragic that has happened, but we'll find that out later.
Perfect. All right. With that, we will cut the Twitch music. We will pull up the actual game, and we will get started. Let's bring up some music here, and I'll do the intro for the story. Let's get the music going. All right. And with that, our story begins. In the world of Exandria, on the continent of Wildmount. It is in the early days of a war between the Dwendalian Empire and the Kryn dynasty. The troops have been mobilized and have begun marching across the countryside from distant cities. War machines are being created and distributed across the land, all gathering towards the mountains to the east. And with that, our adventurers have come from far and wide. Their stories are varied. Some come with prophecy, some from seeking adventure, some from necessity, some fleeing fear. All of them having been brought together in the city of Zadash. Now, as they all gather together, they have all been given a similar task to head southward. Each being drawn from different means and different motivations, have sought to find travel, and have all gathered together in a caravan that has already headed south. Each has been hired as a sort of hired hand or mercenary, depending on your definition, and is going to be traveling with this traveling caravan. As they head south, they are on a 2-week journey towards Nicodranus. So they'll be traveling quite a distance, and so for the beginning of our story, we will be doing a travel sequence with different encounters that will happen along the way. As we begin, our story is set to begin in the streets of Zadash by the southern gate, and with that, we will start. The party all gathers around, everyone preparing in the early morning to get ready to mobilize. The different caravans are setting up. The lead cart, which is a meager horse being driven by an individual with ruddy red hair, but has a clean cut to himself, even though he's a peasant. He keeps himself well put together as best he can with his meager belongings, and him and his wife are set and ready to go. Behind them is another cart that looks more elaborate, with different sort of tapestries hanging off the sides and cloths and different bells and trinkets by a dark-skinned man who is in a set of clothing that does not look familiar to this area or region. He also begins to set up his cart and is just about ready. Behind that is a large, bulky-looking cart that is maybe twice the size of an average vehicle. Huge and hard-wooden panels with large wheels, and behind that another cart carrying goods and different sort of foodstuffs, being helmed by a blue turtle individual who sits at its head. Behind those two carts is our fifth cart, which is it's a bit of a smaller cart that's functional in size, but doesn't necessarily need to be that large, with a chimney poking out the back end. And with that, you see two individuals getting ready and moving around, hustling and bustling to get the cart prepared. Two dwarven individuals, one female and one male. And with that behind them, we have another cart with two individuals, one a half elf, an elf female and a halfling male, both sitting in a very meager cart being pulled by a donkey, kind of cuddled up next to each other, talking in hushed tones. Behind them, we see another cart full of two tieflings, one of blue skin, one of red, one with horns upturned, and one horns rolling backwards. The two of them also seem to have meager belongings, but look like they are prepared to leave. And behind them is what looks to be the most ostentatious of the carts, the most elaborate, well carved, with lots of filigree and different designs built into the carvings of it. It looks like it actually has a seating chamber inside for actual sleeping and comfort if needed. As it begins, the party gathers, and they all get ready to set off. With that, I ask the rest of you, how do you proceed? Are you all together, or do any of you try to hitch a ride with any of the carts? Do you all just choose to walk? The carts are probably going to move at a walking pace regardless, so if you chose to walk, it would be all right. So, who wants to begin? Where would you like to be?
Yeah, I'll walk behind. I don't mind walking.
I will also walk.
Also walking, remaining vigilant.
Need to walk.
I want to try and get in a carriage because I'm not going to be able to walk for that long and keep up with everybody. So I want to try and find... I don't want to go anything ostentatious. I want to try and find, somewhere where I'm not going to be too much of a burden to people.
Okay. Well, the one that probably would fit the best with that would be probably the one with the elf and the halfling. The cart is pretty empty. They have like some like backpacks in the back, but they really don't have much. So if you wanted to ask them, you can feel free to pop up and say hello.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hi there.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah.
Good tidings. How are you today?
I'm good. You're coming along with us, right? To keep us safe?
Yeah, I was wondering if I could hitch a ride on your cart. I don't want to be the person that it makes everybody go slow because I can't keep up. I'm sure you can understand.
And the halfling looks at you and says, hey, yes, I completely understand, of course. Yeah, if you want, feel free, hop in the back. Stick up around with us. We have plenty of room. And he kind of laughs in a way that makes him a little ashamed but nervous, but a little okay with it because he doesn't have a lot of belongings that he needs to hold on to that way.
Thank you.
Of course.
Much appreciated.
Of course. And Bo, is there anywhere you'd like to be?
With the hustle and bustle of everyone going into their own caravans and me not knowing anyone, kind of freaking out internally, I'm just like, I can walk, this is fine, I can make some friends while walking, this is totally okay. And I just sort of like run up to everyone else that's walk at the very back and just try and keep up with everyone.
Sure. So those of you walking about, where in the caravan do you want to be? The way I described them was in order of where they are in the actual order. So are any of you guys near the front, near the middle, near the back? Just so I have an idea where you're all standing.
I'm at the back, behind like the last caravan.
Sure. Okay. That works for me. And what about the rest of you guys?
Yeah, I'll be right up the back because I'm not too sure about the people that I'm with.
Okay.
I'll be on the middle on the right hand side, just so I can keep an eye up both the front and the back of the caravan.
All right. Perfect. What about you, Selfless?
I'm going to be up near the front cart, kind of off to the left a little bit. That way I can see what's coming ahead beyond guard if needed.
All right. And Verlor?
I want to sort of be between the back and the middle, sort of keeping my distance from everyone.
All right. And so you do. With that, Jareth, who you've all spoken to, who is leading the cart, says, "We ready? All right. Let's get moving." And he slams the reins, and the carts begin to roll out. The gates of the southern part of Zadash open up, and you all begin to slowly make your way out of the city. You see two Crownsguard who are watching the gate as is, and at this point they watch you kind of snicker back to each other, saying good luck as you all pass through the gate. The story begins, and you make your way down the Amber Road, which is headed south. Many of you are not familiar with this region of the town, so you're not exactly sure what you'll be seeing or what towns you'll pass along the way, but you are going to do your best to keep an eye on what's going on. So with that, we'll go into our first day of travel, and we're going to be rolling dice for this. So, for those of you who would like to make the first roll for travel?
Katie, Scotty.
Katie, go ahead and give me a roll for in roll 20 what you want to get.
Guys, this is the first official roll
First roll.
of the... Yeah, let's go. Let's make a good one. Come on. Sheesh.
Beautiful. All right, and with that, we have clear skies. The first leg of our journey, with our first day heading out. The sun is bright in the sky. There's a nice, comfortable light breeze as you continue to move along the grassy lands of the Marrow Valley. With that, it is a peaceful ride. You all continue on without a care, talking back and forth to each other, getting to know your compatriots who are all traveling in the carts and carriages. If you have any questions or want to ask any members of the caravan anything, any individuals who stuck out to you, feel free to do so now. If not, we can move on to our first night.
So I'm traveling at the back with Bo.
That's right.
So I'd like to kind of turn around and introduce myself if I can. So I'd be like, hello.
I sort of like jump a bit startled because I'm like in my own little headspace. I'm like, oh, hi, hello, I'm Bo. Hi, how you doing?
Nice to meet you. My name is Chio.
Chio. And then with that, I take out my little journal and start writing down Chio's name.
I'm just looking at her. I'm like, what language is that?
Oh, just a bit of common. I'm learning to speak other languages as well, but just for my own headspace, I need to, And I like to write things down a lot. So, hello.
Vet, how good is Valor's hearing, by the way?
I assume it's pretty good.
Okay, because I'm gonna nudge Bo and be like, have you seen the big cat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Verlor, go ahead and give me your perception check, just to see if you can pick up on what they're hearing.
My perception is pretty good.
Oh,
Hopefully.
With a 16, perfect. That is good enough. I'd say they're not necessarily being as quiet as possible. So you do hear them kind of talking about you behind your back.
Okay, so I want to whip my head around and stare at both of them quickly, and
I'll sheepishly jump behind Valor, not Valor, sorry, Bo, and kind of duck down a little bit.
I sort of see Valor looking, and I'm like thinking nothing of it. I'm just like, just waving, and then sort of like beckoning him to come towards us, going like, "Do you want to come here?"
With that, I laugh to myself and turn back to face the front of the cart.
I turn to Chio and I say, "Probably just shy, because he's not met me yet. Be fine."
All right. Anyone else want to talk or have any other conversations? If not,
I
we'll
want
go.
to try and see if I feel that I may have made the halfling a little uncomfortable. I've got a deck of cards. I want to see if I'm not very good at like interacting with people, but I want to see if you want to play cards with me to try and break the ice and maybe not ostracize myself straight off the bat.
Sure. So you do so. You ask him, and he looks over. Honey, can you take the reins? I'm gonna go play a card game with our friend just for a little while. I'll be right back. She's like, oh, of course, dear. Go ahead, take your time. And she grabs the reins, and he kind of shuffles over the back of the cart and hops in the back with you. He's like, sure, let's play something. And you can go ahead and play some card games with him if you want. That's fine.
I don't know, I only know funny card games from where I came from.
Yeah.
Do you know how to play gin?
Sure. And we will play a game of it. You'll say you go ahead and start playing a game. You go back and forth. And let's say, do you put any money down on it, or do you just kind of play a fun game for it?
I just want to have fun.
Okay.
I want to try and... Yeah, I just want to try and not be on my own
Sure.
for a little bit, but
Perfect.
not really chat.
Yeah, and so you do. You quietly play your game together, and you play a few rounds, and you have a good time. Anyone else? If not, we'll go ahead and move into our first night. The cart begins to pull over to a side of the road, and you look around to try and find a safe place to be. Now, it's not always necessarily the best idea to be right on the road. You don't know who's traveling on the road at night, or what information or what they might do. So you've been hired to protect this place, so it's probably not best to be out in the open. So with that, I would like everyone to give me a survival check to determine a good place to bed down for the night.
Count on
Oh.
me.
Oh,
I thought twice, sorry.
I'm sorry. You're okay. So we got, let's see, 3, 18, 9, 12, 14, 11. Merpo, with that 18, I'd say you find them a very nice spot. You were able to pull off to the side and find a nice, quiet area that is out of sight from the road, but easy enough to access getting back onto the road if needed, and you all pull off to the side. You have some light trees around you, not too thick, not too intense, some down logs here and there, and you find some in the middle where you're able to kind of use as chairs. They circle the wagons around into a old-fashioned wagon circle, and they create sort of a perimeter for their little caravan to bed down for the night. You all have belongings and travel equipment, so it's easy enough for you all to set up bedding and get yourselves ready. You have rations if you need it, and as it's getting closer to evening and the sun is starting to set, the turtle individual speaks and says, "If any of you need food, let me know. Happy to provide anything you need. I'll be sure for making breakfast at the very least, but if you need something tonight, feel free to pop by. I'll give it cheap since you're all helping us out." And you realize as he says this, a side flap in the cabin drops, and you see a large counter, and this guy literally has a rolling restaurant in the back of his cart. And you realize why he has that second cart behind him, because it is carrying all of his foodstuffs that he needs. And if you guys wanted to have actual food for tonight, you have a place to definitely get actual food if you don't want to eat your trail rations.
Yeah, I think a nice meal is actually gonna go well. So I'll go up to him and order just whatever special he's got going on.
Sure, all right. Gladly, give me one moment. And he starts to put together a couple of things, and he grabs a couple. You hear like seared meat happening, and you hear some boiling water in the background. And with that, after a few moments, he brings you a plate. It looks like some sort of... It's a darker meat than you're used to. You've probably never had it before, but it looks serviceable, and it smells really good. He hands it across the way, and he says, "That'll only be about 2 copper. Nothing much."
2 copper? Alright, thank you very much. And
All right.
what is this meat?
That be a bristleback stew meat. The stew itself has been just filtered off for later on for a broth that I want to make for a meal later, but the meat itself is very tender and very good. I had a little bit of a kick from the Menagerie Coast there since we're heading that way. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you very much, I shall.
All right.
I go and sit down.
After
start to
seeing
enjoy
that
my meal.
food, I instantly am like, yep, I'm having some of that.
All right.
I'm
And
on
so
the
you do.
exact same boat.
All right. And so
All
after that,
over and
it just cascades. You all get all excited. You start seeing some hot
Yeah.
food being poured out, and so he starts making more and more for the rest of you guys. And easy enough, he's got portions for everyone. The rest of the members also come over, and a couple of them have their food. The individual who is riding the fancier cart seems to keep off to his own and kind of stays away, enjoying a book with his glasses on, just reading and enjoying his solitude for the moment. It seems.
and
Is
I
he totally
sort
on
of
his own? Sorry.
Go ahead, Jeannie. What's up?
Yeah, the guy with the book, is he just totally like on his own or speaking to anyone?
For now, yeah, he's kind of keeping his distance. He's not really interacting with anyone. He's been pretty quiet the entire trip. He's just sitting in the side of his cart, right by his the seat for the... I can't remember the actual name for the actual front of the carriage. But he's sitting in the front of the carriage, just reading a book and relaxing and enjoying his time.
How
I'd
far
like
away?
to, yeah.
Wait, what was that, Sarah?
I was going to say, how far away is he from us?
He's pretty close by. The actual radius of the circle is only about maybe 50 foot at its widest for the circle. Enough space for you guys to have like a fire in the middle and some tents on the inside. So he's probably from that side of the carriage. He'd probably be maybe about 40 feet away.
I'm gonna get him, because he's like, if he's not eating anything as well, I want to get him some food as well for myself. And I want to walk over to him with that, because I see someone with a book and I'm like, my people.
Awesome. And so you do. Just remember, mark off 2 copper for every meal that you bought. So remember, it's a base 10 system. 10 copper for 10 silver. Or sorry, let me get that right. 10 copper is a silver. 10 silver is a gold. So you do. You grab him another bowl of meat and potatoes, then you walk over to the individual in the very fancy cart. And what do you say?
Just like, I guess so. I don't know if he notices already, so I just sort of go, just try and clear my throat, and I'm like, and then I'm like, "Hi, I've got you some food. You looked kind of lonely."
His eyes come up from his book, and he puts on a pleasant smile, and he says, "Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll if you don't mind, I kind of want some time to myself for the night, but I greatly appreciate the food." And he reaches out and takes the meal from him, and he has the book kind of still in his lap. He's kind of folded it shut at this point. He's still holding on to the meal as well. Give me a perception check just to see if you can see what he's reading. 13? Good enough. You see, as he's folding the book shut, you catch a glimpse of the cover, and it says, "The Folly of the Heavens."
Would I don't think my character would have known what kind of book it was. Was it fact or fiction or something? So I'm just gonna ask. Yeah.
I was gonna say, make a history check if you want. See if maybe it's something you've heard about in the past, just from like sheer memory and knowledge.
Yeah.
17. You have heard of it, and based on what is written on the cover, you know this to be an actual sort of like a history novel of what happened during the times of old when the diversions occurred. Diversions being the time that the deities of this world separated themselves off from all of the material plane.
Nice. I don't know if I would have read that or just recognised the title in the. So I'm going to assume that I haven't read it.
No.
But I know roughly what it's about. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, so I'll say to him, oh, is it okay when you're done with that? Can I borrow it, please? Just so I can learn some more stuff.
He looks at you and gives a little bit of a quizzical look and says, you know what? Yeah, I think I can do this too, for sure. I appreciate those who are in the seek of knowledge, as I too am a seeker of knowledge. So, see me in a couple of days, and I should have it finished, and I can give you this book if you like.
Next week, no worries, nice talking to you. And I start kind of like walking away a little bit, because sort of like hoping that he'll just go, no, sit down with me. And I'm like...
And he doesn't. He looks back to his food and pretends like you're not there. And he does give you a pleasure. You get the sense he wasn't like put offish. He just kind of wants the space right now.
This is fine. I'll go sit back next to my tent and things and eat my food while sort of like looking a bit sad that I've not made a new friend yet.
And that is fine. All right. And with that, Sarah, did you want to do anything else? I know you were asking a few questions.
No, I just wanted to get an idea of how close he was.
Okay.
That's all.
Perfect. All right. And with that,
there is something I'd like to do before resting up for the night.
Sure.
I'd like to set up my hunting trap before sleep, so hopefully I can catch a free meal.
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead and roll a survival check just to make sure you put it in a good spot.
Okay.
17. All these good rolls, guys. So you walk out into the woods a little ways, find some space away from everyone, and you are able to find a nice spot where you can see what looks to be like a game trail. Some grass and stuff has been knocked down and pressed down in this little hard to see path in the middle of the woods. And you figure if something's going to walk by, it's going to be probably right about here. So you go ahead and stake down your trap, and you leave it for hopefully to catch something that you can feed the rest of the party with if you need to. And you make your way back to camp. Now, I will say, since we're going into evening, it is pretty customary, at least when you are on a trail, to not necessarily all sleep at the same time, just for fear that something might happen. So, with that, with a party of 6, you need about an 8 hours worth of sleep to get a full rest. How many of you, or how would you like to set up your watch, essentially?
Does everybody need 8 hours, or are there any people who need less?
My character needs significantly less. He doesn't really eat or sleep much. Actually, I don't think he eats that all, does he?
No, he doesn't.
I think that was something we had discussed. So I can approach Jareth and basically say to him, if you don't mind, I can take watch for as long as you need.
That'd be great. I appreciate you. Don't you need to sleep at all or get some rest?
I can figure something out. Don't worry.
As you say this, do you still have the bandana over your face like you had mentioned?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he doesn't pick up on anything different, but he looks at you a little oddly and cocks his head and goes, all right, just don't overstress yourself. It's okay if you need to rest. We have plenty of people here who can watch if needed.
Thank you. I seen a man with a sword. Maybe he should take shift with me for a little while, not too long.
That's Valdon, right? You can stay and watch for a little while, can't you?
Yes, by all means. I'd be happy to take watch.
All right.
Thank you.
So our first watch will go to Valdon and Scotty and Chio. So with that, that's our first watch. Who is up next? We have it's about a 2-hour watch for that time frame, just so that you can get at least enough sleep. Go ahead, Verlor.
I think I'd be quite useful because I have dark vision, so I can see in the dark anyway. So
Alright.
if anything's coming up from the dark, I'll be able to see it.
All right, Verlor, and I guess technically you'll still be awake, Chio. So if you want to take the second watch with him, you could as well.
Yep, that's fine.
All right. After that, another 2 hours. Who else would like to set up from there? We need 2 more watches, and Chio is out at this point.
I
I'll be
also
that
can
watch.
see. I can see very well in the dark as well. So I'll
Marpo
go.
and Sackman. Sounds good.
Then I'll go after them there.
And you'll take a lonely night.
Just a lonely night.
Okay. And then Bo lastly. All right, so that'll give us our total 8 hours of sleep and rest. All right, so we will begin our evening. Let me check and see if I have anything for this. I do not. Yep. So we'll go ahead and go into our evening, and all goes silent. With that, evening comes, and the party starts to fall asleep. We have Valdent and Chio in our first watch. And go ahead, if you would like, for the both of you, or one of you at advantage, roll for a perception check, just to see what you see.
Valtet, would you like to do the honor?
Sure.
Roll at advantage. Alright, so that's a 19. Fantastic. So, the night begins. The sun is just about set. The early hours are starting, or the early nighttime hours are starting to creep in as the sky is getting darker and darker. And as you do so, turn the line real quick. You hear noises in the distance, you hear sounds, but nothing seems to peek out at you at all. So with that, it's quiet, it is calm, and you do still hear animals moving around in the brush. So far, nothing changes, nothing happens. And so your watch goes through, no activity.
During the watch, I introduce myself. Hi, I'm Valdon, and I believe your name was Chio?
Yes, hi. My name is Chio. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Although I don't mean to be rude, but I sense an odd presence with you. It's almost unnatural. Nothing to worry about, but just strange.
And at that point, Chio just kind of like freezes up because he doesn't really know what to say. No one's ever kind of said anything to him like that before.
I'm sorry, just from my time in the church and, training, I just have an odd sense for things. It's nothing to worry about. Don't forget I said anything.
Okay. And Chio just kind of like walks back to his patrol quickly.
All right. So after a slightly awkward conversation, you all go through your watch. Nothing happens, and we move on to our next watch, which is Verlor and Chio. So, you want to wake up Verlor?
Psst, psst, no, I'm kidding. Right, okay. Verlor, are you in a tent or how are you sleeping? Sorry.
I think I was probably leaning up against a stump, just away from everybody,
Okay.
as I didn't have that much time to sleep at that point, so I was probably just taking a cat nap.
Perfect. So I've never been in contact with one of Verlor's species before, so I'm just kind of a bit taken back. So I just kind of slowly approach and I'm like, big cat, wake up, big cat.
So, I'm gonna pretend I don't speak English, like a normal cat. Like I don't speak common, I don't speak anything. I'm gonna be just a cat. So I'm gonna wake up and hiss at her. Or him.
Chio is going to jump back, startled, and just be like, sorry, it is time to walk, and eyes look very dark. Come.
Okay, I'm gonna laugh like my fucking head off, and nod and go with Gio.
All right, so you do. You both begin to start your watch, and go ahead and give me a roll for perception. Either again, one or get both of you rolling one roll for perception, or one roll at advantage.
For lore, do you want to do it?
All right, so Valor gets a 15 at rolling at advantage. The night begins, and it is... You hear the same sounds that you heard from before. Chio was able to tell you, like, oh, these noises from animals is pretty common. We've been hearing this all night. You hear, like, squirrels, bunnies hopping around, maybe some light frogs in the background, but nothing too crazy. And with that, though, the time passes and you get a little sleepy. You're able to keep it together enough to maintain the next 2 hours. In the sky, the moon, or I should say moons, have risen. You see the 2 moons that orbit Exandria start to rise in the sky over the tree line. You see Katha and Ruidus. Katha is a larger white orb in the sky, followed by its red cousin, Ruidus, that follows them. There's not a cloud in the sky since you had a nice clear day, and you don't see anything of note during your watch.
Perfect. I am happy to turn in then and hand over to the next person.
All right. With that, it is Merpo and Sackman.
Morning. I am Merpose. I'm not great in mornings, but I'll wake up in a minute. But hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm just gonna head out and start walking in that case while she gets up.
Before Sackman leaves, I want to hold on, I was just reading about it. I have something called Vigilant Blessing.
Okay.
Which means if I touch someone, they get advantage on their next initiative roll. Because I see the Sackman as looking big and bulky and whatnot, and I'm relatively short, just as a sort of a preemptive, I'm gonna kind of like, almost in an offhand sort of, yeah, okay, as in, cool, bye, but with the meaning to kind of slyly touch him and give him advantage just in case something goes down.
Okay, very good. And you do so. With that, there it is. She shares it in chat. That's awesome. You do so, and you give him advantage on his next roll. Sackman, as you're walking away, you feel this touch on your back and sort of a warmth that passes through your body as magic is expressed across your form. How does he respond to that?
I kind of shake a little bit because I don't usually like people laying their hands on me, but afterwards, after the initial reaction, it doesn't feel like it was meant with malice or anything. Yeah. So I just accept it and keep walking.
Good. And you immediately after, you start feeling like more alert and more focused and like ready to pounce if something does surprise you. And with that, we can go ahead and make a perception roll. If we can have either Sackman or Merpo roll individually, or one of you at advantage, whichever you prefer.
What's your modifier at?
Good question. I don't know where that is here.
It's okay. It's on the skills on the left-hand side there.
So next to perception, what number does it say?
Next to perception. Ironically, I can't see perception.
It's okay. I can pull it up here. Double check for you. Let's see here. That's all right. So your perception is through. It is going to be a +1.
+1.
Mine's a +5. Do you want me to roll and we've got a better chance of getting a higher score?
Yes, then.
Okay, go ahead.
Watch,
Robo. Give me a
watch
roll
this be
advantage.
like I'm so
Nat
ready
one
for like a
coming out.
natural. I'll take that.
Never
Flying
mind.
ones.
Nice.
Sick. And with that, it is getting close to about. At this point, we're getting close to 4 in the morning or so. And the sky is clear, and you see the moons in the sky. And after a few moments, you swear you see a star that's moving. Like, it's really it's getting bigger. Why is it getting bigger? And you realize that one of the stars in the sky is moving. And you watch, intently staring, not sure what to think of this. Like, you've seen shooting stars before, but this isn't moving like a shooting star. This is like it's coming towards you almost. It's not like going across the sky, it's almost coming straight down. And as you watch it, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's this flash, and you see this immediately, Sackman, as you are also like looking around, this bright flash that crosses the sky. And it's almost like fire, and because you have such good perception on this, it's like fire erupts from around where this celestial body is moving through the sky, and it's like it broke through something. And as you do, you watch it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then suddenly you see smaller bits of it break apart as 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of this orb shatter and start to spread across the sky. They all head in different directions, one of them heading towards the southwest, which is the direction that you have all been traveling. One of them heads off to the far east in a direction that you are not sure where it could go. One heads to the far north from where you might have actually grown up, and another heads to the far, sort of like to the northwest of your position. And they just spread across the sky, trailing fire as they go. And at this point, they have gotten low enough and far enough. They have gone out of your view, have passed over the tree line. There was no real sound that came with everything that just occurred. It was still and quiet, and it's at that moment you realize that you haven't heard animal noises for at least the past 10 minutes from before this actually occurred. And with that, the animals still remain silent. Another 5, 10 more minutes. You start to very vaguely start to hear some animal noises return. You aren't sure what you just witnessed, but you know you've never seen anything like this before. What would you like to do, if anything?
I would like to ask Merpos what the hell that just was.
I've got like my hand on my chest, trying to draw like comfort from something, and I'm just trying to rack my brain on if I've read anything that I don't know. I'm just trying to think of anything of what it could be, but sort of looking at Sackman like properly shocked as well, in a I'm just trying to take it in while also trying to think what it could be, to try and rationalize what's gone on. Do I know anything, sort of thing, while also just not being able to talk.
Go ahead and give me a history check, but it's going to be a real hard check, because you are still a very new cleric, and the information that you might be able to glean from this might be a little outside your wheelhouse. Give me either a history check or a religion check will do.
What's higher? Hold on. History.
17. It's not quite enough to gather too much from it. You you try and reach into your mind of all the different things you learned while you were in a Shady Creek run, and you try to figure out exactly what your mentor had taught you, and nothing of what you've seen tonight seems to match quite up with anything you've researched or you've learned in your past. And with that, go ahead.
I just at that point I kind of figure out that I don't know, and just sort of like turn to Sackman and just, I have no idea, but that does not look good.
All right.
And sort of just like do that uncomfortable fidgeting.
Gotcha. All right. And so with that, the evening or your watch comes to a close, and that brings us to Bo. If you would like to, if you would all like to wake her up and have her take the final watch for morning.
Are you gonna wake us up?
I'm going to. I'm going to walk over to Bo and let her know it is her watch, but I want to talk to her first.
I'm just gonna do a little stretch. Go. Oh, is it my turn yet already?
Yes, and we just saw something very strange, and you seem to like books and stuff, so we just want to see if you maybe know anything about what we just saw.
Okay. Oh, we're talking like creature, tree, plant. What was it?
Just a light thing came towards us, exploded, and then went off into all different directions. I have never seen anything like it in my life.
Like fire raining from the sky.
Like that. But no sound.
I just sort of like look at the floor and then look at Sackman and Maypose, and I'm like, a light thing? Could I do a history check on that maybe?
Yeah, if you'd like to do a history check, I'd allow it. See if you can pick it up. It's still going to be a very difficult check, but go for it.
Yeah, it's a very vague description, dudes.
Not so creative.
5. No, I'm sorry. That is it's not quite enough to go on. You've heard of like, and you're from the distant north, so you've seen the Aurora Borealis and you've seen like lights in the sky that way, but what they're talking about doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, so I relay that at the guys, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen some lights. But nah, like, nothing like that. Sorry. Guess I'll go on my watch, so good night. And I'm just, so I just take like my backpack with my journal, and I'm just like, just tooting along like, nothing's wrong, everything's fine, and just be on my little merry way.
All
I
right.
wish you good night and be careful.
And I'm like, sort of do a little salute as I'm walking away, just scribbling in my journal, just to write down what happened the day before and just who I met and descriptions of people, just so I can just keep notes of what's going on and remember where I am.
Awesome. And you do. So the rest of the party is fast asleep with the rest of the caravan, and Bo, you are on your solemn watch. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Hang on, why am I typing it in? Right. There.
There it is. 6.
Ooh.
You are pretty distracted with that journal. You are you're writing, you're like getting really into it, you're kind of making little sketches and doodles along with it. It's like it's really coming together. You're like, wow, this is really good. I like doing this. And thankfully nothing happens.
You're welcome.
but the sun rises. And it is a quiet morning, and people start to stir. The rest of the caravan members all start to arise and wake up, and you all get together and start making preparations to leave for the day. So the party wakes up. You're all awake. You have your full rest. Not that anything happened in the last one. But now we go into our next stretch of the journey. So what we're going to do for the rest of the journey, so the first night was kind of a setup that way, just so you guys can get together. We're going to roll into a more of like a stretch by stretch basis. So we're not going to roll for every individual night because it's 2 weeks. It's a lot of rolls. I'm not going to make you do that. but we're going to go ahead and just do stretches of the journey itself. So for the first stretch of the journey, getting towards the rest of the way towards the next town, we're going to go ahead and roll. This time for the rolls going forward, roll a d6, and it looks like Sackman's got his finger calling doves.
I was gonna ask if I can check the trap.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, go ahead and check your trap. Let me give a quick roll here just to see if we caught anything. All right, you go. You check your trap. You remember exactly where it is, and caught in the trap. It's a decent sized trap, and you do seem to have caught what looks to be an animal. It looks to be like a deer, who has been there for a little bit too long, and it looks like because of the time that it took for you to wake up and get to it, some other animals had gotten to it as well. So it's a little roughed up.
Damn it. Okay. I take it back with me anyway to see if maybe something can be done with it.
Okay.
Cut around the bite marks, maybe.
Okay, so you do. You bring it back, and you show it to, who do you bring it to? Do you just bring it back to the camp and say, like, someone take care of it, or do you bring it to, like, Clem or anyone else?
I'll take it to the chef.
All right, so you bring it to the turtle individual, and he looks it over and he says, it's a bit well used. He kind of cocks his head to the side a couple of times and goes, I might be able to scrounge something up from that. Yeah. Okay. Tie it to the back cart there, and I'll try and take care of it next time you stop.
Okay. I tie it up to the back of the cart then.
All right, and so you do. All right, and with that, our next leg begins. Who would like to roll for the next leg of the journey? All right, Jeannie, go ahead and give us a roll for a d6.
1d6.
Well, a 4.
We can cope with that, can't we?
All right, so with a 4.
Of course,
All right. So the party continues making their way. The wagon pulls out of the hiding spot off the side of the road and makes its way down the path. You continue south on the Amber Road, and after a good 4 or 5 hours, it's another clear day. Nothing really happens. Sorry, music is a little intense for that. 1 second. Let me fix that. We'll do this one. So the wagon continues down, and as it continues on, you see in the distance a pair of individuals who are kind of walking on the side of the road, but moving a little slowly. It looks like you're kind of pulling up behind them, so to speak, like they're walking in the same direction as you are. After a few moments, you get closer. They seem to have slowed their pace a little bit, or like they've just been walking fairly slowly this entire time, like they're a bit exhausted. And you start to get up a little bit closer. Whoever is paying attention or watching, go ahead and make a perception check for me. 16, 16, 16, 15. Jeez, you guys are perceptive. Holy cow.
Might as well.
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
Wow.
Jesus.
Dang, Gio.
So everyone just like, immediately just clocks these two individuals, and you were able to pick out that all of you, except for Bo, you got the lowest roll, so you don't quite notice too much about them. They look like just two peasants kind of walking on the side of the road, but the rest of you clock that these individuals, the clothing they're wearing, it looks fairly plain, but you're noticing some things that you've noticed before. The cut of their boots looks very familiar to the military and what the military wears. You see what looks to be a shield slung over one of their shoulders that has the symbol of the Undalian Empire on it. You notice the swords on their hips are quite well made and look like they're familiar to what Crownsguard might be usually wearing. And you see these individuals walking, and you're not sure what to make of them. At this point, the carts are starting to pull up alongside towards them. And they seem to be kind of trying to avert their gaze and not make any eye contact.
I will kind of. I'm walking alongside Valdant just now. So I'll just kind of give him a little, like, kind of nod, and then a kind of like look over there, kind of thing, as if to say, "Have you seen these two?"
I don't recognize them, but their shields and boots and sword look very familiar. Just keep an eye out. I'll just yell over to him. Hey there, everything going on right on your journey?
You say this, and they seem to keep their eyes forward and don't really seem to say anything, but they do respond and say, "Yep, just fine. Just having a bit of a stroll, making our way south. Safe travels."
Suspicious. I don't trust that. My character doesn't trust that. Can I eye them over to see if there's anything that something doesn't feel right?
Okay, go ahead and give me an insight check to see how you feel about what they said and if you can glean anything more. With the 11, I'll give it to you. You guys want a level 2, I'm not going to make these rolls too difficult. So you pick up that these individuals are definitely hiding something, and given the way that they're moving and the way that their clothing has been sort of altered and shaped a little bit, you think these individuals are leaving their post. Like they're not supposed to be here like they should be. Like they don't look like they are supposed to be here, and they're trying to keep a low profile.
So as someone that is a rogue and has trained to kind of like disguise himself and like kind of and keep a low profile, I would probably recognize that then, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. It fits very well to what you might do.
Yeah. So I could kind of pick up on Valor kind of being a bit sus of these two.
Yep.
I just kind of look over him and as if to say, "You're right to be suspicious," and I'll just look at him and go, "Something's not right."
I nod in agreement because there's obviously something not right. I want to look over to Sackman because I'm assuming he's the biggest of us.
He is.
So being the biggest of us, I think he's the best with confrontation. Maybe not the best at speaking, but maybe if something goes south.
Already, I'm also feeling suspicious of them, but I'm also thinking, based on previous events, that they maybe could be an ambush. So I'm looking at the sides of the roads to see if anybody's hiding. I just feel like they might not be alone.
Make a perception check. 3.
Oh.
It's a clear day, but looking around, the grasslands and like the sparse trees that you do see here and there are making it a little difficult to discern or see where anyone might be hiding. You just can't really tell.
Could I? Oh, there you go.
You're good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, could I fall back and find Jareth?
He is at the front of the cart running the entire caravan. So.
All right, sorry. Yeah,
That's all right.
I'll catch up to Jareth then.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
And just gonna give him a rundown of what's gonna happen, and just say the big cat senses something, and I believe him. Something is not right about these two.
He keeps his eyes forward and hears what you're saying, and as if to try and keep a low profile himself, says, "I've seen their luck before. The deserters. I've seen many of my own men do the same thing. They don't want to be involved in the war. They don't want to be involved with anyone right now. I think it's best if we just pay no mind. Let them be. As long as we don't start something, they won't start something back."
All right. So I'll fall back and then relay that to the rest of the group.
All right. The rest you kind of know to maybe keep your distance. Talking with Jareth definitely gave you some more insight than you would have had on your own, and you all continue on.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to leave them be, yeah.
All right.
Yep. Same.
And so with that, the rest of the individuals, you see that the two individuals almost intentionally slow their pace to let you pass, and to let you kind of move on away from them so that you're not walking in tandem. The cart continues on and moves forward, and it continues after the encounter. You all move past. After a few moments, or after a few hours, I should say, the sun is finally starting to set. You have had your snacks. You've been walking for a long day. Not moving too quickly, so it's not like it's super strenuous. The land here is surprisingly, it's like very gentle hills and grades. There's nothing too intense about the actual travel itself, so it's not like it's exhausting you guys too much. After a bit more time, the sun is starting to set. And with that, go ahead, just, I'd say maybe two of you who are kind of helming the perception of the actual travel. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right, I'll do one.
Happy to do the other if everybody's happy with that.
Go
Yep.
for it. The natural
Yeah.
20.
Oh, very good.
Nice.
And a natural one.
The duality. Thank gosh it's not at disadvantage. So with that, the sun is starting to set. The sky is becoming a bit more red, and you feel like, okay, we might want to start bedding down and trying to find a place to sit. And after a few moments, Verlor, you pick this up. Your cat ears, who are highly tuned and sensitive from paying attention to things in the dark, in the jungle, you hear it first before you see it. A gentle rumbling and thumping in the distance. And immediately you can clock the exact direction it's coming from, and you turn to the left-hand side as you're walking, and you see it, a group of horses on the distance, sort of heading in your direction, coming from the grasslands itself, not following the road, following out of the brush, and just charging in your direction. With that, you see some individuals who are moving quite quickly. What would you like to do?
I was walking with Cho because now we're on the same level. We both sort of are quite suspicious of everybody else. I put my hand on his chest and turn him towards where the horses are coming from, so he knows where I'm pointing. And I'm guessing they're coming quite quickly, so I try and step out the way as fast as possible.
Okay, they're still a ways out. They're still maybe, I'd say, 400 or 500 yards away, closing pretty quickly. So you still have enough time. You because of that high perception, you caught it, and they are not ambushing you. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Where's initiative?
Top center next to your armor class.
Oh, there is. Initiative.
Thank you.
Ah, you press that button, I see.
Sackman still gets advantage.
Yes, it only
The
has been
benef-
how long does it last?
It just says, as an action, you give one creature, blah blah blah, advantage on initiative roll. This benefit ends immediately after the roll. Oh, immediately after the roll, or if you use this feature again. Oh, yeah, so he's got it until
Yeah,
I
he's
decide
got
to
it.
use it.
Yeah, there's no
I-
longer duration on it. Okay. So yeah, Sackman, you get to roll again for initiative to see if you get a higher roll.
Okay.
So go ahead and click initiative. You got 16. There you go.
Nice.
All right. So let me go ahead and track initiative as everything begins. 1 second here. So that'll be. Keep track here. Marco. Bear with me, everyone. I am currently just writing down everyone's setup. It's a little bit easier because I can see everyone's stuff. Between Verlor and Chio, what are your guys? What am I looking for? Your initiative rolls, or your dexterity.
Oh, Dex. Mine's is 15.
And Verlor?
17.
17. Okay, so Verlor will go first.
That's some high Dex.
That is some high decks, yeah.
Well, I am a cat.
Yeah, okay.
It kind of makes sense.
All right. And with that, we roll into a battle. Gonna bring everyone over here.
I've been waiting for this.
I know, I had to give you guys something in the first round.
Nice.
All
The
right.
stack is
beautiful.
on.
So let me go ahead and throw you guys into the map here.
Nice.
And you should all be able to control yourselves. Let me know if you can't, and I can fix that. Roll 20 can be a little temperamental.
Yep.
I'm controlling.
And Chio, can you control yourself?
I'm trying to move my character sheet out the way. Yep, I can control myself, I think. Maybe? Oh, yeah. Yep, I can.
Okay, awesome. All right, so position yourselves along the caravan based on where you think you would be sitting and standing. Front is down towards the bottom, back is towards the end. Let me go ahead and switch over to our battle map so that everyone else
Wait.
can see.
What
There we
side
go.
were they coming over from?
They are coming from the east side of this page.
Is that this side?
God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly the right place then.
I would have been near the front.
All right. And with
Hang on,
that,
oh, is that the front or the back? Sorry.
the bottom is towards the front, and the back is at the top.
Oh,
You're all
sorry,
headed
yeah, I
south.
was-
Oh, we're
I'd have been at the back.
wrong. Sorry then.
Wait, so the front of the caravan is towards the bottom?
Correct.
Yep.
Oh, I am supposed to be this side then.
All right, and with that, the individuals begin to close on you. You are all prepared and lined up and ready by the time they actually close in. Let me go ahead and pull up some stats here. Boom. There's our stats here. We're going to window this so I can pull it out. There we go. It's out of the way from you guys. And we are going to drop in some enemies. Within this, I will say you guys get the drop on them because you're able to see them coming and you have time before they get to you. Are there any actions you would like to ready before they get to you? We'll say they'll be closing in by the next round. You see them that they are on horseback. It's a little hard to tell how many of them there are.
Oh shit! Sorry,
That's
I didn't mean
okay.
to do that. I clicked with accident. I meant to read it, not click it.
It's okay.
I have
Stand there,
darts.
Club at the ready.
Club at the ready.
Can
All
I
right.
throw a dart
You
at
can-
the closest one?
You can ready a dart to throw as soon as one is within range. Yes.
Yep. Perfect.
I'm
Um,
gonna ready frostbite.
Okay. As soon as one is in range, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to ready anything else?
Just get my sword out.
Okay. Your sword is out. Sackman's
Yeah.
sword
I'm
is
gonna-
ready.
Gonna have my sword and shield ready.
All right. Merple,
I'm
anything
gonna
from you?
ready my Toll of the Dead for the first one that is with it. The first enemy that is within 60 feet of me.
All right. Sounds good. With that, they see that you are all preparing and are closing in, and they're going to make a wide berth to kind of come in from the back and kind of run up the line. With that, by the next round, individuals start to close in on your position. Come on, let me grab their character. There we go.
Bloody hell.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
hello.
Okay.
Puree.
We are getting raided.
So with that, the party closes, or the bunch of horseback riding bandits close in and make their way across the group of you. They do try to make a large path down the length of the caravan. By this time, the ones that close in, if you watch the map, are going to be this guy here at the front and this guy here at the back that close in. Verlor, what are the range on your darts?
Where do I find that? I'm afraid.
That's okay. I believe for darts it is between 20 and 60, I think. So you can hit anything within 60 feet, but you have to roll at disadvantage.
Okay. Can I move as well?
We'll say you could have moved to prepare yourself if you wanted to before they closed in.
Okay. I'm gonna say that I tried to fling myself over the other side of where Valdant is.
Yep.
So I'm on the right side of it. Is that good?
Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead and move your character. To make that fling to kind of jump over everything, go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me if you could.
That's a save. Sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead and do a dexterity check for.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Ooh.
You'll be making the attack from prone, unfortunately, because you don't quite make it over. It's not like you hurt yourself in the process, but you don't quite land as well as you would hope, and kind of hobbling and jumping over the horses does not go as well as you would want it to.
Fair enough.
So as you do, you cross over, and you are lined up and ready to go. We'll start at the back because they would have crossed in front of Bo first. Go ahead and make your chill touch attack, Bo, if you could. On probably it would have been either one of these first two would have closed in range first.
Right, that's... Hang on, because frostbite is 60 feet. Is that 60 feet?
Oh, they would have
All the
passed
way
by
there.
you. They would have passed by you as they came across. This is just
Okay.
their final positions, but in the order they would have come from the
Okay.
top down. So these
Oh,
first
right.
two would have been within range.
Right. Pew pew.
6 does not hit, so you shoot your frostbite out, and his horse is just a little fast for you, and he passes in front, making him hard to hit. Merpo, you go ahead and use Toll the Dead. Which one would you like to hit? This one or this one?
I'm going for this guy.
Okay, and remind me, is that a save or an attack roll? I think it's a save, right?
It's a save. They've got a wisdom save.
Wisdom
a
save.
DC 13.
All right, let's see what his wisdom is. 0 on his
I'm
wisdom.
gonna say there's more. Hold on.
He got a natural 20, so he actually passes that. So it does not. I think it doesn't do damage, right?
Hold on. Must succeed a wisdom throw or take. Oh, thank you.
Yep.
If the target is missing any of its hit, it only gets some. If it's missing its hit points.
Yeah, no worries. He doesn't quite take any damage from it. So that rounds down. And then lastly, Verlor, you're last up. Go ahead and make a dart attack at disadvantage because you're throwing from prone. With a 20. That'll hit. Which one are you attacking? The one here at the front or the one behind him?
The one behind him, because he's slightly closer, I believe.
All right, go ahead. The 14 will hit. So go ahead and roll damage for your dart.
Bear with me.
You can just click on the dart in the chat.
Yep.
Oh, can I?
Yep. Just
Okay.
click on the word dart and it does damage. Perfect. Okay, so that first one, as he's rolling past on his horse, he takes a dart right to his chest and it slams him harder than you expected, and he actually falls off his horse because it did a whole hefty lot of damage. He goes ahead and from the fall, Jesus. He falls off the horse and he rolls under the horse's feet, and it actually kicks him as it passes over, and he lays lifeless on the ground.
Yikes.
Nice shot.
That dart hit him good, and it threw him way off, so this guy is dead. We'll go ahead.
Ooh.
So that's our first one down. With that, the rest of the party has started. The surprise round is over. We go into initiative. To start off, they're all in this order right now, currently on their horses, about ready to close in on you guys. And our first is Bo. What would you like to do?
Right, just with it being a cantrip, again, just going to use frostbite on the one that's nearest to us in the hopes that I'll hit them.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna Achoo!
There we go, with a
that's
21.
better.
That'll definitely hit. Go ahead and click on the frostbite there to see how much damage you do.
That's always letting me do, just click it like that, but the...
Like in the chat, if you just click frostbite, it should roll the damage.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, 1. Ha!
It's okay. So he takes the damage, and I believe it also affects his case number of creatures, the Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
On a failed save, he takes 1d6 cold damage. Let me see if he makes his Constitution save. It's a DC 13. So Jesus Christ, this dice is rolling hot. I get another natural 20.
Oh!
So he passes the save and does not take the damage. So with that, we're good there. And do you want to do anything else? That was your attack. Do you want to move? No one is in combat range with you yet, so no one's going to attack you if you move away from where you are.
Might be a good idea for me to move. Yeah, I'm just going to move a bit further up the carriage line. So I'll move 30 feet than me as well. So the square's 5 feet.
Correct. Each one is 5 feet, so you can move 6 squares.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll go there.
All right, perfect. So you move up and group up a little bit better with your teammates there.
Yeah.
And that is your move, that is your action, and we will move on to the next one, which is... why can't I read my own handwriting? Sackman, it is your go.
And it's a club.
Yes, you can.
I'd like to run over to the... I'd like to run over the other side of the caravan and basically charge at the closest person.
Okay, go ahead and make an acrobatics check just as you pass by the carriage, just because they're a bit close, and you have to kind of like maneuver around the horse there to get by. 19, perfect,
Nice.
able to do it. So go ahead and move 30 feet up to the first guy there if you'd like to. That's 6 squares.
6. I'm right there.
Yep, you're within 5 feet, so you're within combat range. So go ahead, and just as a reminder for viewers, this is actually some of our players, not first time playing, but they're still pretty new. So bear with us as we teach them and give them information that they might need. I love having new players at my table, so don't worry about it. Go ahead, Sackman, if you want to go ahead and do a roll. As a reminder, you are a barbarian, and you can rage as a bonus action. You can choose to do that now before you attack as well, and it does extra, and you do extra damage while you're raging.
I'm gonna hold on to the rage for now, thank you.
Just making sure. Go ahead and make your attack then.
Wham.
So you got an 11, which I believe just barely misses. It just misses his armor class. He's on his horse and he's just a little higher off the ground than you anticipated, and the club goes just wide of him as he is starting to whirl around to come towards you. So that was your movement and your attack. So you were all set. Next up is Merpo.
So Jeannie damaged the one that she was fighting, didn't she?
No, she missed. It's
I thought he still got...
It's a
is it
Constitution save, yeah. And if he
Yeah.
passes it, he doesn't take the damage.
Damn. All right, I'm gonna go for the... I'm gonna go for this dude in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go Toll of the Dead on him. I'm gonna stay where I am
Okay.
because I'm still within range, but I kind of want to keep a bit of distance
All right, go ahead
because
and...
I'm a bit squidgy.
That's fine. Go ahead and roll. Oh, Toll the Dead is Wisdom save again, right? So let me go ahead and roll that for a 13. He gets a 4, so he takes the damage, and I believe for that, it is a D6 or D8. I'm just gonna scroll back up so we saved it here. D8.
It's just the 5. It's just the 5 because the 10 is for if he's already injured.
Got it. Yep.
My-
So that's the D8. So he will go ahead and take the 5 damage, and that strikes him as this bell, just like the celestial bell, starts to ring out around you, and see his ears start to bleed a little as it impacts his psyche and does damage. So he goes ahead and takes 5 damage for that. It's a hefty hit, and it kind of knocks him off balance a little bit on his horse. He doesn't quite fall off, but he took a bit of a hefty hit there in the first round. You said you're staying put, so next up is Valdon. Go ahead. What would you like to do?
Right. I'm going to run up to this guy with my sword, swing it at his head, try to hit him.
All right, go ahead.
One-handed since I have my shield.
So that's a 24. That'll absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. With a
Damn.
9. Whew, that's a hefty strike. So he's riding by on his horse, and he's about ready to whirl on you to come towards you, and you just rush him and bring your sword across and slash right down on his leg as it's in his stirrup. And you just see blood gout from his leg as he screams in pain, and the horse actually rears up and comes to a halt where you slash. You did a hefty amount of damage on that first guy. He is not looking good. So that's your attack and your movement. Anything else you want to do?
No, not right now. I'll stay right here.
All right. So you'll stay right there. Next up is the bandits' turn. So with that, they're going to do some of their movement. On horseback, they can move up to, I think that's going to be at least 45 feet. So we're going to see. Perfect. So the first horseman is going to continue riding on past everyone and head over towards Verlor. This one is going to continue riding down to kind of spread the party a little bit to reach out to the others who are attacking. He can get to about... He's going to use a dash action to get here. The other two here are going to close in on you two. One is going to come over to the other side of Sackman, and they're going to close into here. And they are going to use a dash action to get around over towards here to put themselves in a better position for next round. Actually, they're going to come all over here. Yeah, they're going to stop over here. They're going to use their movement, and they're going to pull out a crossbow. All right, so with that, we'll start doing attacks. We'll start from the top of the screen down. So the one going into bow pulls out a curved sword that looks like a scimitar. He's going to swing at you. He gets a +3, so that's a 7, so that misses. We have 2 attacks at advantage against Sackman. And that one is going to, I think, hit with a 16. Sackman, what's your armor class?
14.
14, so one of them hits, the other one does not hit with an 8. So let me do the damage for the one that hit you. I believe it's a d6. Yep. And it's only going to be 3 damage with a scimitar that strikes against you, Sackman. The crossbow is going to get shot over at Merpo. And that is going to be a... I believe that is it's a 9. Plus...
Nope.
Yep. It's a 12 because he gets +3 on his ranged attack.
I'm a class of 16.
Oh, jeez, you are beefy. All right,
Nice.
that is very nice.
That's because I'm very squidgy.
You are so beefy. Okay, the next one is gonna go at. We have 2 attacks coming in on Valdant, neither at advantage. There's gonna be straight attacks because they didn't flank. First is a 3 that misses. The second is a 13. Does that hit? I think you're
Nope,
pretty beefy
I'm
too.
18.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're pretty beefy too. You got that armor and that shield. All right, last attack going at Verlor, and it's a 2 that misses. All right, rough round. Okay, that is all their go. That was their movement and attacks. Up now is Verlor. Go ahead and make your attacks.
So there is one in front of me. Obviously, I'm going to attack him.
Yep,
I'd like to do an unarmed strike. So
absolutely. 12 is enough to hit. Go ahead and do damage. With a 6, and I believe this one has not taken damage yet. He's a fresh boy. All right, so your claws lash out and just slash across his face as he closes in. You have to kind of like jump off the horse to kind of get up to him and slash him, but you're a monk, so whatever. You just hurl yourself up at him and slash him across the face. Do you want to do anything else with your movement from here?
I'm okay to stay where I am, I think.
Okay, that's fine. I believe you can do an unarmed a second attack as a bonus action because you can use an offhand strike.
Can I maybe flick a dart up into like his leg as I...
I'm gonna say probably not, mostly because you're in close range of them at this point, and close range attacks with range stuff is a disadvantage. So like you could, but I don't think it would go well.
Okay, so I flick my claw up into him instead.
Okay, go ahead and make a second attack with your claws. Be 17. That'll go ahead and hit. Go ahead and do damage. With another 6. And the second strike goes right for the throat. You kind of do like the spin in the air after you slash him. As you're coming down, the second claw comes back and scratches him across the throat, and you just see a large gash open up His eyes go wide as he reaches for his throat and just slowly falls off the back of the horse.
Nice.
And he is dead. With that, that is your turn. We'll move on to Chio.
Hello. Right, so this guy here, hold on, can you see the one I'm clicking on?
I see ya.
Yeah. So I take it he is facing Valdant, so
Yes.
he won't see me sneak up behind him and stick my rapier up his backside.
Yeah, I believe if you'd be able to make your way over there.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna try and sneak attack him and flank him from behind, and yeah, stick him with the rapier if I can.
Yep, you have enough movement to get there, so you can go ahead and do that. Just make a quick acrobatics check just to pass into those horses, just to see how you do.
Acrobatics. Where are we? The top.
19. Oh yeah, no problem. So go ahead. We can position yourself behind him. To get advantage, you'd want to be here because you have to be
yep.
directly across.
So hold on. Where? Sorry.
I moved you already. I put you right where you're
Oh,
supposed
did
to
you?
be.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you're in position. You have enough movement to get there. Go ahead and roll your attack at advantage, and you will get sneak attack if you hit.
Nice.
So 21 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage with your sneak attack.
Do I just press sneak attack like in this bit here, like the red sneak attack?
I don't think so. I think it'll be you'll hit rapier in the chat to roll the chat, the actual damage, and then just roll a d6 on
there we
top
go.
of
6
that,
piercing, and then a d6.
and then roll a d6 on top of that. So 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Nice.
So I think this one is the. I'm trying to think. He has not taken damage yet either. This is the first hit on him, but it's a devastating hit. Once again, these guys
Oh,
are.
hold
Go
on.
on.
Is that right? It says 1d8 plus 2 piercing. Is that a d8 I roll?
That's for your rapier, I believe.
Yeah. Is that not what I was using?
You did. You rolled your d8 for the rapier itself, but then for a sneak attack, you rolled d6.
All right. Just ignore me.
It's okay. It's our first combat with a new game. It's all right. So you go ahead and you come up from behind and you slightly just press this rapier right into his back, and you just watch as it comes out the other side, and you pull back as a gout of blood pours out. He is grievously hurt, barely alive as you pull the blade out. And with that, we move on to at the beginning of the round. Bo, it is your go.
The guy that tried to smack me with his scimitar, is it this one that's just behind us?
Yeah, the one up top there.
Yeah, banging. I'm gonna go and hit him with ice knife.
All right, go ahead.
Because he tried to hit me with something sharp, so I'm gonna do the same back,
That's
but
right.
with frozen water.
And a 10 is just not enough. It's a little too shy of his AC, so you fired the ice knife off, and it does not quite make damage.
So, startled by my poor rolls, I'm gonna do an action and just move away. I'm just gonna
Okay.
move a little bit further up, just being like, oh, just trying to back away from him.
So because you moved away, he does get an attack of opportunity on you as you step back out of his threatened space. So he is going to take his reaction to try and swing at you. And he gets an 11. Does that hit?
I hope, yeah, armor class is 11, so
It does hit. It does. It
Oh,
matches.
no.
So he gets a swing on you, and he does 5 damage as the scimitar slashes across your side as you start to try and flee to get back.
Oof. Oof.
All right, and with that, Sackman, it is your go.
Right, nice. I am pretty pissed off being hit, so now I'm raging.
All right, bonus action rage. Go ahead and make your attack.
Just quick question about the attack.
Yeah.
Seeing as there's somebody in front and behind me, can I just make like one massive like spin swing and just like
You can't.
a full rotation?
You can't do that. But what I will say is because you have one guy in front of you, and then there's the guy between you and Bo. The one between you and Bo, you will have advantage on the strike because now she's kind of like harrying him and distracting him a little bit. The one to your right will not have advantage, so you'll have an easier time hitting the guy behind you.
All right, I'll make a swing for that guy then, the one behind me.
All right, go ahead and roll advantage.
Do I just roll the attack?
Yep, just roll the attack, and we'll pick the higher of the 2 rolls that show up. So that 20. So you definitely hit. Go ahead and roll your damage with rage.
I just click on the weapon, don't I?
Yep.
On the chat.
Click on the chat. Yep.
Okay.
With a 7. And this guy, I believe, is also fresh. So he takes 7 damage as well. Go ahead and put him up here. Just keeping track of all these people. All right, it's a heavy hit. The club swings around and slams him in the side of the head, and he like falls forward a little bit as the club strikes him, and it dazes him a bit. He's not stunned, but he is hurting real bad. With that, do you want to move or do anything else with your turn, or are you all set?
I am okay where I am, thank you.
All right, perfect. With that, it is Murpo's go.
Can I just have a quick rundown of who's been hit and who hasn't? So from what I've gathered, this guy has been hit because he got the rapier from
Yep. So it
Gio.
It is this guy. Actually, no. This is the guy that. One second. I'm double checking here. Where do they move from? Yes. Sorry. This guy's been hit twice. So I think he's actually dead. One second. Yeah.
No, that guy's only been hit once. I hit him.
Yeah. He's been hit. I think he's been hit. He's been hit. And I think the rest of these 3 are all fresh.
All right, okay, that's fine. I want to go for this guy because I'm conscious that these guys are going to have advantage on Sackman.
Got it.
And
All
I
right.
don't like that.
Go
so
ahead.
I'm going to Toll of the Dead on this dude.
Go for it. He has a wisdom saving throw, so let me roll that for him. They don't get any bonuses to wisdom, so it's rough on them. It is a 12. He does not save. So go ahead. He gets the 3 damage there,
3.
which I think is enough. He took a hit, or no, that's 7. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, he is so close to dead.
I feel I need a bell now.
You do. You gotta have a little bell to jingle. So this bell, the celestial bell, rings out in his ears, and again you see him close his eyes and clench as the pain hits him. And blood starts to trickle from his ears, and he takes the hit, and he's barely standing, but he is standing still. All right, and do you want to move or go anywhere else?
I'm just gonna sort of wiggle back a little bit.
Okay.
I'm conscious of my height, and if I feel if I go to the other side of the horses may block my vision, but I am not comfortable in a battle environment.
Sure.
So just feel like I'm just gonna like butt swivel back a bit.
All right.
just-
You swivel. With your size, it is easy enough for you to get underneath the horses without making any check. So there's no need to roll for acrobatics there. Up next is Valdon. Go ahead and make your attacks.
All right, I'm gonna finish this guy off with the long sword.
Go for it. Make your attack.
Oh,
The natural 1. It does not hit. You swing wide, and he just sees the move telegraphed and dodges to the side as it comes in on the attack. You don't do anything. It's not like you lose your sword or anything, but you feel like you're a bit off balance from that strike, and it really sets you off a little bit. Do you want to do anything else?
no, not at the moment.
All right, and with that, it comes to the bandit's turn. The bandit that is against, what they're gonna move. This one is going to try and move around over to here to get a better shot at Murpo. This one is going to move in on Bo to get ready to attack her. I think, yes, that's what we're gonna do there. And then this one is going to stay where he's at. Okay. Everyone is set where they're gonna be. We'll start at the top of the group. So 1 against Bo. Scimitar attack. He gets a 3. He does not hit. Next one is an advantage against Sackman. He gets a 19, so he will hit. Double check to see if he gets an actual 20. He does not, so he does not hit that. The next one against Sackman. I just want to see how many hit him first. And that's a 7 and a 4. Neither of those hit. So 1 attack against Sackman doing damage. He gets a 1, which is halved, which can't go any lower, so he stays at a 1. So you take 1 damage. Next up, it is, we're gonna do the crossbow towards Merpo. Because you're in cover underneath the horses, you do get at least half cover. So it adds +2 to your AC. So it's going to make an attack with the crossbow. And he gets a 10, so he definitely does not hit. Crossbow just goes wide and sticks into the cart. We have one attack going towards Chio from the one that's in base comp that you just stabbed. And he gets a 4, so he does not hit. And the last attack going to Valdant is going to be a 9, and so that does not hit. Oh boy, these guys are not doing well. I was getting 20s there for a little bit on their saves, and now I can't hit anything. Okay, we're going to Verlor. Go ahead and make your move and attack.
Right. So I can see up the other end they're struggling a little bit. They're not doing quite as well as us guys down the front. So I want to move. Can I move 5 squares? Is that?
Your character. Let me check here. Double checking. You move 40 feet, so you can move 7 squares.
7 squares.
8 squares.
Let's help.
8 squares.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. I want to move to this guy over here
Okay.
because that's 8 squares. I just measured it.
Yep,
Hopefully
you
that's
did.
Okay. And I want to try and slash him across the chest with an unarmed strike.
Go ahead. 22 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And that's another 7 damage, and he has not been hit yet, so he takes that 7 like a champ, but he is hurting pretty bad. He did more than half his health in one strike, so he is hurt.
Nice.
Slash comes off to his side and just rakes him across the arm, and you just tear through his leather armor as you just see blood start to pour down his arm. He is looking shocked from the strike. It was a deep slash. Go ahead and make an unarmed strike offhand.
Sorry, bear with me.
That's all right. 18. Just a reminder, because I don't think you have 2-weapon fighting, you do have to make sure that you don't use all your modifiers. You don't use a proficiency modifier. So we gotta pay attention to your rolls a little bit. So you rolled a 13 plus 3, so that's gonna be a 16, which still hits. And I'll keep track of that myself, but just as a heads up. You do hit, so go ahead and roll an unarmed strike, and just it kills him. The second strike slashes him across the back of the neck, and you just watch him go limp and fall to the ground.
Right, so 3-0, everyone. Come on, pull your weight.
I know, killing everybody in one shot.
You've just had so many good rolls, and because you have that offhand strike, it is disgusting.
I was gonna say you are a monk. Like,
Yeah, monks
just
are.
wait until you grow invisible arms and start punching people for 4.
Yeah, monks are gross, man. All right, so go.
Monks are broken.
Monks are broken. All right, so with that, Verlor, you've moved. You've done your 2 attacks. We'll move on to the Chio. It is your go. If you want to make an attack,
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and stick this guy in the belly again with a rapier.
yeah, go for it.
Yep.
And that is going to be a 9. That is not. Oh, you have advantage, but you still roll a 7. So yeah, it is no good.
No worries.
Just rough rolls there. You swing out with that, and he sees you coming this time, and he drops to the side as the rapier goes wide. Do you want to move or do anything else?
No, I'm good where I am.
Okay, just making sure. All right, next up, we go to the top of the round. Bo, it is your go.
Right. So again, guy that hit us before and succeeded. I'm gonna go and hit him again. This time I'll just use my cantrip. So I'm gonna go for frostbite.
Okay, go ahead. That'll definitely hit. There we go. I think it's actually. Wait, frostbite. If I remember correctly, I think I misread the spell. I think it's just a straight Constitution save. It is a Constitution save, so it's not actually a roll to hit. It's a save. But he still has to do I believe for your Constitution, it's a DC 10. That doesn't seem right. 1 second. I'm just double checking because I think we set up that command wrong. Yeah, it's a 13. I thought so. So he has to at least save a 13 on Constitution, which is not good. Oh yeah, no, he got a natural 1. He takes the damage. Go ahead and roll the 1d6.
Damn.
Go ahead and roll the 1d6 damage. So he gets a 4. And he has disadvantage on his next attack. Which one are you attacking again? Is it the one above you or the one to your right?
The one above,
Okay.
that slashes in the arm. Because I'm bitter about it.
Yes. So he takes the 4 damage. I'll put him over there, and he has disadvantage. All right. So I'll keep that in mind for his next strike. So solid hit. He is hurting, and you see a layer of frost cover his body as he starts to shiver and shake with the strike.
I'd like to move, but I'm worried that would give him a bonus action.
Yes, it'll give him an attack of opportunity if you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am.
All right. So you do.
I have learned my lesson.
Okay. So you do. You go ahead and just stay where you're at. With that, it is up to Sackman. It is your go. You are still raging.
Never mind me. I've developed the skill to eat and fight at the same time.
Nice. Go ahead. If you want to attack that one guy again, you have advantage on the strike still because Bo did not move.
Yep. If I'm still raging, I'm going to take another big swing right for his stupid face.
You are absolutely still raging.
All right. I'm on it.
The 18, that'll definitely hit. And go ahead and give a swing with your Great Club. 9 damage. He is so dead. He was barely hanging on as it was. He is now paced on the ground as the club just comes straight down on him, on his head, and he just crumples like a sack of potatoes. He is gone. And with that, let's see how many are left. Okay, they're almost there. So you've done your attack. Would you like to move or anywhere?
I would like to move just about. This guy is dead, isn't he?
The ones with the skulls in them are dead. Yep.
Oh, you're dead as well then. Oh, okay, I'll see. Yes. I would like to move over to this guy to try and see if I can help.
Okay. Just as a reminder, if you move your character over on this side of him, you would get advantage on the next strike, and you'd give Bo advantage on the strike as well.
I'll do that.
Please. Anything.
I'm coming, buddy. Don't
Just
worry.
as a heads up, because you can move into that point without getting any additional attacks. So there. All right. And just as a reminder for everyone, this is one of our first times using battle maps for combat, so I'm also kind of teaching them some stuff as they go. So bear with us. Later on, I won't give as many tutorials or tips, but because it's the first one, I am going to. And with that, your turn is done. It is on to Merpo. It is your go again.
I've been getting a little racked off at the guy who keeps trying to take hits at me with his crossbow.
Yes.
So I want him to hear the bells.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to point at him and toll the bell at him.
All right, you told the dead. It's DC 13. Let me roll his save. Oh god, I checked my pencil. He gets an 8, so he fails. He has not been hurt yet, so he takes 1 damage from the strike. So
Okay.
He felt it. You see him wince a bit as the ringing starts to resound in his ears, but he doesn't take too much damage from it. So you're gonna move anywhere?
No, I'm comfy where I am. I'm still using the horses as a makeshift.
There's a little shield
Hide.
there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Next up is Valdon.
All right, I'm gonna go with the same thing I've been doing
You got this, buddy.
and try to get this guy for the last bit of health he's got.
With a natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
Solid hit. Go ahead and roll damage for that. I believe it should be. Let me just double check that roll distance because I think they. Why do they do the +4? Oh, because they double it. So it is going to be. It's going to be the 4 times 2, which is 8 plus 3, which is going to be 11. So 11 damage to that guy. Yeah, instantly. Just you do a quick flourish as you block one of his strikes with your shield. You spin around and it comes down right into his clavicle, slashing deep into his side, and he falls dead on the ground.
All right, and I'm gonna stay where I'm at currently to keep advantage for
All right.
Geo.
Perfect. With that, it is the bandits' turn. There are 3 of them left. The one that is surrounded is... What is he at? Okay, he's taking a pretty hefty hit too. Where are they at? He's taking 1 damage. He's taking decent bit. They're not quite there yet. So he's gonna go ahead and make they're gonna make some attacks. The first one is going to make an attack towards Bo because she has drawn his ire from frostbiting him. He has disadvantage on the attack, and he rolled a natural 1, so that's not gonna hit. So he swings and misses. The next one is going to attack Verlor, seeing him kill his compatriot in front of him. He is going to make a swing. He gets a 17. Verlor, what's your armor class?
15.
15. He does hit, so he gets to roll his damage with the sword. He gets a 6. He gets a nice clean cut as it slashes you across the side. It cuts into your arm that you had reached out towards and slashed down his teammate with, and it leaves a real deep gash in your arm. And the last one is going to attack between the two of you. He's going to go against Chio, just kind of focusing his fire on him. And that's going to be a 9 to hit, so I believe that misses. Yep, it does. All right. All right, so they attacked, and at this point, with this many of them dead, this one is going to probably start trying to flee, I think. Yes, he is. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll see how far he gets. He's gonna start riding off back towards where he came from. He's gonna head up this way. Because he leaves your threatened square, you do get an attack of opportunity, Verlor, as he leaves your space.
Okay, so
You just get a standard
I'm gonna
unarmed
try
attack.
and just try and do that. Just try and strike him as he goes.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. It's a 5. That'll hit as well. So that's good. He's still standing, but he's hurting a bit. So he starts to make his way off on his horse, trying to take off. The second one here, who are surrounded, I think they're going to stand and fight because they're kind of at the end of their rope and do not feel like they're able to flee. It is the end of the bandit's turn. Verlor, if you want to take your actual actions now.
Okay, so the guy who ran away from me with the darts, what was the range on them again? Sorry.
It's 20 for a normal roll, and it's 60 for a disadvantage roll. He is in the range for you to run up to him and attack him if you would like to do that. So you are a fast person, and you can just catch up to him.
Okay, so I'm just gonna run.
Okay.
I'll run up behind him and give him a smack on the back as he goes.
All right, go ahead. Natural
It's a terrible
1.
one.
That's all right. So you go and reach out to try and catch him, and the horse just kind of bucks backwards as it sees you and feels you coming and hears you coming. It throws you off balance as you try to reach, and you don't quite make purchase on him as he starts to take off. So you do not hit. With that, I think if you want, you can make an unarmed strike for your second attack as well, just to go off for one more strike, which will be a 17 plus 3, so that's going to be, dirty 20. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. The 4.
Oh, that's 4.
Oh, he is so close to dying. You catch up and you slash him across the back as he's riding away, and he is bloodied. He is bleeding profusely from all over his body, and you just can't quite get away from you. But he's still alive as he's starting to ride away. Next up is Chio. Here you go.
I will attack this guy here. And knowing that the rapier is just kind of missed, I'm just kind of gonna sheath the rapier and do the Henry Cavill, like can I get the guns out, and I'm just gonna pop him in the face if I can.
Oh, just punch him? Okay.
Just punch him, yep.
All right,
Just
go
for
ahead.
it.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Or
Or go ahead and roll a hit. Sorry. Go ahead and roll. It'll be a strength roll because you're punching.
That's fine. So just a d20 to see if I hit.
Do a d20 plus your strength modifier.
Cool.
I'll double check that too.
Yeah.
So plus your strength, which is 1. So what was that? What was that roll? That was a 16 plus 1. That
16,
definitely
yeah.
hits. So the way it works is for punching, because you're not a monk, it is going to be a straight. It's 1 to hit plus your strength modifier, so you do 2 damage to this guy.
It's fine. Just square in the
Which
jaw.
I think is his hit points.
Yeah!
That is
As
all
if,
you
man.
needed left. He is so
I'm
hurt.
just,
You just cock back.
I'm
You're
just
like,
pissed off. I'm pissed off that the rapier never hits. I'm just like, okay.
This.
and just your metal hand crosses your body and just in a beautiful cross punch just slaps him across the face with your knuckles, and he just drops. The lights in his eyes go out and he hits the ground.
His nose kind of goes inwards. Ugh.
Yeah, it was rough. It was a heavy hit, and he just drops to the ground.
Nice,
God,
I'll take it.
That's all he needed to die. Damn.
Damn.
All right. All right. Do you want to move, Chio? You have movement still.
Yeah, I'll give Valdan advantage. Oh no, wait, is everyone dead here?
Everyone's
Yeah.
dead right there. Yeah.
Oh sheesh! Right, yeah, I'll head up to help the squad. I'll just like head up here or something.
Squad.
Squad. All right. So you do. You make your way up, and with that, we move on to Bo. It is your turn.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I don't want to use Ice Knife again.
Okay.
Because for my character, that's a bit too much. I was just pissed off the last time, so I'm going to keep with the Frostbite and make him a little bit more chilly.
Go ahead. That's going to be another Constitution save on his end. So he's going to roll to see if he can beat that 13, which he does not with a 7. So he goes ahead. Go ahead and roll your D6 of damage. So click on Frostbite there, and he gets a 3. And
Chilly
he,
3.
I think, yep, that kills him. As you do,
Nice.
you push your hands out and just kind of like wince as you wincing through the pain from the hit. It splashes across his body, and you see just ice form around his armor and his skin as you see like skin start to dry and prickle, and he just drops to the ground to his knees, stiff and lifeless. He is
And then I'll
dead.
start crying because that's the first time I've killed somebody ever. So now I start crying profusely going, oh my god, what have I done?
That is your first time. And with that, it is on to Merpo. It is your go.
I am going to toll the dead to the guy in front of the kitty.
All right, go ahead and roll for his wisdom save. And he gets
did he
a
get
4. So he takes the damage. Go ahead and roll, and the 4 is enough because he's taking damage. Takes the 4 damage. And with
Nice.
that, you see him just clench his ears as he falls off the horse to the side, landing on the ground, and he just falls limp and still. And with
Awesome.
that, our battle is completed. Our
Nice.
first battle of the campaign. Guys,
Well done.
well done.
Yay! Success.
You saved the caravan. They were about to be ambushed by bandits who could have done who knows what kind of damage, and you all were able to protect them. Let's make sure this works. Oh, beautiful. It all came back. Hey, everyone, we're back. All right. So,
And 3 horses, right?
and you have, oh no, there were 8 horses with them, and you didn't really damage any of the horses. The horses themselves are starting to like kind of wander away, seeing their masters on the ground. They weren't exactly well trained, so they're kind of like meandering around, trying to find different places to kind of scatter towards, as there was a bunch of combat around them. So they're not really sticking around. So if you want to try and catch some, you can. That is okay too.
Can I,
would
get
like
the
to do that
horse
because
of
I
the
like
guy?
horses.
Yeah, I'd like to get the horse of the guy I've just killed.
Sure.
So I'm like in tears and just walking up to the horse, and I just sort of like tap its nose, start stroking its face, and then just go like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, and just keep just repeating that over and over while I'm just like in hysterics.
Go ahead and make an animal handling check as you try and calm the horse. Let's say I'll give it an advantage given your situation.
Animal handling is that.
12 and 12. 12 is enough. That was the DC. So you reach your hand up and you're crying and you're like kind of sad and you're repeating, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And the horse kind of seems to calm a little bit at your touch, slows, and kind of nuzzles up against you and presses up against you.
I've just remembered as well, I can speak with animals. Can I cast that to tell it that I'm sorry?
Yeah, absolutely you can.
Yeah.
So you cast Speak with Animals, and as you do so, you hear it kind of like quietly in your mind, you can like hear the neighing and the whinnying and the sounds, and it says, "It's okay. He wasn't very nice to me anyway."
Can I get the horse's name as well, please?
Name? He called me horse. If you want to
Aw.
name, I can be named.
Ooh, right, yeah, he's gonna need a name. I don't feel like horse is a good name. What do you guys reckon? I'm trying to think of a good name.
It's your horse.
Sebastian.
Seb, yeah, Seb the horse.
Oh.
I like Seb. Seb is nice. And he kind of notices you again and kind of presses up against you.
Yeah. Oh, I got a horse.
So if we want to try to catch a horse, do we roll animal handling or?
Yes, because they are kind of panicking a little bit and moving around, kind of like huffing and a bit more unruly. So if you wanted to try and catch one of the horses, you can. Right. So Valdant, you definitely are able to calm one of the horses. Chio, you're able to calm one of the horses.
Are there any little horses?
They are
Oh,
not.
like a pony?
There are no ponies or little horses.
Then
were
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. They were a group of human bandits, so they are unfortunately no smaller horses. So Chio, you catch one. Sackman, unfortunately, you do not catch one. You try to calm it, and it kind of bucks away from you and takes off into the brush.
Understandable. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. So those individuals, Valdant, Chio, and Bo, you all have horses that you can now ride if you so choose. And you can keep them with you as well. So just keep an eye on them. Be aware you probably do want to keep track of feeding and stuff like that. So bear in mind with that. You should have enough food and feed from the actual journey traveling itself, but just bear in mind that's the thing you got to keep track of now while you have a horse.
Did anybody take any damage?
Yeah.
Sackman and Bo both took
I did.
damage.
Yeah, I'm on 12 hit points.
Me too.
Sackman, what are you on?
I am on 19 at the moment.
Sackman's fine.
Yeah. He'll
Did
be
you say
alright.
you two were on 12?
Yeah.
I'll go
Anyone
up
else?
to Galore and cast heal wounds or cure wounds.
All right, I'll go to Bo and go. I see you got hurt. Can I help with that?
And I've just got like snot running down my nose, and I'm still in tears. I'm like, yeah, please. Because I've got cure wounds as well, but I can't concentrate enough on myself. I'm now worried about this horse, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
So I'll give him that.
All right. So you cast Cure Wounds. All right.
And would that be?
Sorry,
7
Laura, I rolled a
hit
natural
points?
1, so you got 4 hit points though.
That's fine. It's pretty good.
That's
I was gonna say, does that include the spellcaster's ability, or
It
is
does.
that just?
I believe for your spell it does. It includes your charisma. It's whatever roll you have for your spell as well as your spellcasting ability. Yes.
Oh, there you go. That should make you feel a little bit better.
I'm gonna double check and just make sure.
Yeah, it has it in there because she rolled a 4 plus 3,
Yeah.
and I rolled a 1 plus 3.
I just want to check if it's the modifier or if it's the actual spellcasting modifier.
Gotcha.
Should be back to full health now. I think so. I'm very squishy on 17 hit points, so that'll do.
Cure Wounds. It is 1d8 plus skill spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah, I just wanted to know whether the 7 included my.
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does. Yeah, I can see it there. That's fine.
Yep. When you hover
Cool.
over it, it tells you. Yep.
Just
Alright.
a quick question.
Go for it.
Am I close enough to notice that Boa actually spoke to a horse?
Yeah, you would have been sitting there and she would have started kind of whinnying and neighing in response in a way that you had not realized humans could make that noise.
Okay. I keep that in mind for later on in that case.
Okay. All right, and with that, the caravan seems safe. Jareth comes over and says, already you guys are earning your keep. There's no one in our party that could have taken care of that, so thank you very much. That's very kind of you. You will be rewarded for this, I promise you. You are well worth whatever we are going to be paying me for this journey. Keep that up. I'm going to give you a bonus at the end as well if we keep running into stuff like this. And with that, if you would like to search any corpses, do anything else, we're going to continue.
I was going to say, can we loot to see if they've got anything on them?
Absolutely, you can loot,
I
the bodies.
I don't feel comfortable touching dead people yet, so I'm gonna go into the wagon and have a moment in private.
All right. So those of you who are okay with going and turning over some bandits' corpses, go ahead and give me investigation checks.
Investigation.
That was intimidation, sorry.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think I did that.
Intimidate the corpse.
All right. So
Where did you come from?
Bo got a natural 20, so she is just very excitedly rolling the body. Sackman did well. Chio did well. Valdant and Verlor did not do so well. So between Verlor and Valdant, you don't really find anything of like extra special value. You find the obvious, like they have scimitars, they have light crossbows. If you wanted to grab and throw one of them into your inventory, I'd say that's easy enough to find. But aside from that, you don't really find any gold or anything like that. Bo, you find on the corpse that you were taking a look at, you find at least 2 gold worth of rings on that person, as well as another 10 silver. Sackman, you find a total of about 6 silver on the one that you're rolling, and Chio, you find about another 4 silver on the one you're rolling.
I just look over to Sackman and kind of like give him a wee nod, and say to him, as a great man once said, waste not, want not.
Perfect. Awesome, guys. And with that, you all get ready to take off and head back to your travels. Just continue your day, but with that, we're hitting about the halfway point. So if we want to go ahead and take a short break for about 5 to 10 minutes, not too long. So feel free to grab water, use the bathroom, whatever you guys do. This will be an intermission for you all as well. If you want to take a second to just step away, stretch, whatever you need to, feel free to do that. Feel free to go ahead. I am going to mute the mics from Discord, and I'm going to do a quick shout out to everyone who followed and stuff. So yeah, go ahead, guys.
Thank you. I'll go take a plate downstairs.
Yep, so try and be back around at least 2:10, 2:15-ish. 2:10 would be best.
Okay.
Cool, guys. For the rest of you all, I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick shout out for everyone who's been following and stuff. Also, holy shit for the hype train as we started the night. Thank you so much, guys. For follows, I'm just going to the beginning of the list here from who I remember. There we go. So, Fadre Singh, Swoop Douglas, thank you for following, guys. Thank you, Sarah, Selfless, and Visceral for the subs. Thank you, Vit, for the resub. Thank you, The Ginger Buddha, for the resub. Thank you, Fishstick12, for following. RJFTW for the follow. Thank you guys so much. The Bright Eden for following. I'm sorry. Nepusadus. Sorry if I spelled your name wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm a little out of practice from reading Twitch names because it's been a minute. Vicar Astoria, welcome in. Thank you, guys. Stu is cool. Thank you for the follow as well. Rambutt, thank you for the follow. Xeno Lord, thank you for the follow. Brooke Adair, thank you for the follow. Sorry that I didn't do your redeem. Because I'm doing this stream, I'm really not going to be doing any sort of redeems or anything like that. I forgot to turn them off, so I hope those got redeemed. Those got refunded to you. My bad. But thank you so much for subscribing as well. That really means a lot. Wanderlust Wizard, thank you so much for the follow. Root Ledge, thank you for the follow. Flanez, being my mod and now also subbing with his Prime, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And Coco Rose, thank you so much for your follow as well. With that, I'm going to go ahead and take my break. So I hope you all have a good time. We'll be back here around 2:10, 2:12-ish. So take a second and we'll see you all in a moment. Go ahead and stop this music. We'll throw on some stream beats and we'll hop back to it. So See you guys in a second.
Turn off chat.
Hi, everyone. We're back. Sorry for the technical
Bonjour.
difficulties. It was fantastic timing that happened during the break and not in the middle of gameplay. But hey, we're back up in the air, so welcome back. I hope you are still around, and if you know anyone who left and still wants to keep watching, just let them know we're back up. So with that, we'll roll right back into it. Let me go ahead and stop the stream beats. We'll get the music going for the wagon ride here, and we'll continue on. All right, so with that, the party concludes with defeating the bandits that were closing in on the caravan, trying to make easy prey of individuals who were fleeing the war and trying to make off with their goods. The party did well, took a few hits here and there, and survived okay. They've healed themselves up a little bit, they've gotten back in the carts, and with a few new horse companions, they have started to take off towards the distance. With that, the party continues on, and instead of doing each individual night of rest, we'll say that over the next few nights you are able to find, because of that roll that we did earlier, you're able to find some peaceful places to sleep. Light rain here and there, but nothing you guys can't handle, and you are able to make your way to the first town along the trail, which is Allfield. Allfield is a small farming community with a few old mines that are still up and operational. You make your way into the town, and it is a quiet, sleepy town. There's not a whole lot of activity going on. It is up to you if you would like to try and stay the night here in the town, as the sun is starting to set, or you can make camp outside of town. What would you like to do?
Might be nice to go into the town, see if there's a nice little tavern, and have a nice comfy bed for a change.
And Jareth looks at you and says,
I'm on board with Jean.
Not sleeping on the ground would actually be kind of nice, so I appreciate that too, actually. If we can find a place to put up our carriages for the evening, and we'll take a rest. So with that, it sounds like you're all in agreement to go ahead and try and stay the night in the town.
Yep.
All right, so you go ahead and you were able to find a place to pull your carts off to the side of the road where it's safe enough. So you don't have too many issues there. With that, you go ahead and set up a look around for a tavern. Go ahead and make a quick perception check, whoever would like to look for it, to find a tavern to stay in. All right.
Ooh, some 20s.
Some lots of 20s here. Go ahead and grab this.
We
We'll
really,
say-
really want to find a tavern.
I find
Apparently.
a bed.
I want to be there.
Question for Sackman is, with the sack on your head, how do you drink your beer? Do you get a straw?
I
Just like
kind
left
of
off
like
slightly and.
exactly. I turned to the side a little bit, just like.
All right, so you're able to make your way, and you do find easy enough. Generally, it's easy to find a town, like an inn in a town like this. It's not like it's a hard thing to do, but it just means you found it very quickly. You find this town sitting on the in the middle of the square, where it's kind of like the main intersection of the actual village itself. It is going to be it's a stout building made of wood, about 2 floors tall, with sort of like a hay thatch roof that comes off the sides. A large chimney pokes out of the one side, looming with smoke, like they have a nice warm fire on the inside, and you make your way in. Inside it is warm. There is a lot going on as far as activity, because it's nighttime. All the farmers, the miners are all inside, and it's very boisterous. So we'll go ahead and pull up some taverns, since we've made it to a tavern. What do we got here? Yeah. Check the sound of that first. Make sure it's not too loud. Okay. So, you've made your way into the tavern. It is bustling with different individuals. You don't see any other adventurers or anyone of your ilk that are around, but you see more farmers, people with farming clothes that are dirty, some miners who are still covered in a little bit of soot. They're all resting and relaxing and having meals and drinking ale. Behind the bar, you see a larger dwarf female named Gilly, who is just resting and playing with some mugs, tossing out ales as they come by, and she's taking care of the place. As another overweight gentleman in the back behind a counter is in the middle of cooking and preparing meals. And as that goes, you have entered the tavern. What would you like to do?
Yeah.
All right. Sackman immediately beelines for the bar and goes and grabs a beer. So you go ahead and do so. You make your way over, and with that, you come up to the female and says, "Well, hi there, dearie. What would you like?" I got beer. I got ale. I got beer ale. What do you need?
Ale in the biggest mug that you have.
Oh, the biggest mug I have. You sure you can handle that there?
Yes, I say suspiciously.
All right, and she gives you a look, and she kind of reaches down below, kind of keeping an eye on you. She does. Disappears beneath the counter. Comes back up with this mug that's at least a foot in diameter, and puts it on the table in front of you. We reserve this for the local troll who pops in once in a while. You sure you want it?
Yes. Eyes wide, give.
Right, to fill this up, it's going to cost at least 5 silver in beer.
Well, I got 6 from the guy, so I'm going for it.
All right. So with that, she takes the thing and she kind of like walks it over underneath this big keg that's on the wall, and she opens it up, fills it up, shuts it, slams it down in front of you. Says, "You be careful with that. It's a lot of oil. Sure you can take that in one go?"
I'll be fine, thank you.
All right. Take it easy then. Happy for your business. And she grabs the money off the counter and puts it in her apron, and she's like, "Yes, what do you want?" And she goes to start serving someone else.
I would like to find. No, Ginny, you go.
Okay, I was gonna shuffle forward, and I've already booked the rooms for the night, or have we not done that yet?
No one's asked her about anything.
I'm gonna shuffle forwards to Gilly, and I'm just gonna like ask her, "Hi, is there a room going? And also, I've got a horse. Can I bring him in, or is there somewhere nice he can stay? He's been through a lot, and I just want to make sure that he's safe."
Lady, we don't allow horses in the bar, so no, you can't bring him in. But we have a stable around the back if you want to put him up in there for the night. There are rooms available, yes. We can get you set up in a room if you need it. Would we need rooms for the lot of you? You all just came into town. I'm not sure if you're staying or if you're leaving. What's the deal here?
I would like a private room.
All right, we got a private room over there. We got a room there. Do we need any more rooms?
I'm happy having a bunk buddy if anyone wants to bunk up.
All right, bunk buddy, save you money.
No, a private room, please.
All right, private room. What about the rest of you?
I'll need a room and use the stable.
All right, go ahead. Stable will be 1 copper piece just for the night.
I'll stay in the stable as well.
You're just gonna stay in the
Happy
stable.
to sit out with them.
All right, so that's. I mean, we don't usually have people sit in the stable. It smells a bit, get covered in hay, but if you really need to, it's all right. I won't charge you for that. All right, so you're gonna, Mr. Man with the bag on his head, you'll go ahead and sleep with the jumpy lady over there. Go ahead. So that'll be at least 1 silver for the room, 1 silver from the room from you, small one. What was your name? What are your names? I'm getting trouble coming up with description. Oh, Mervo. Okay.
I'm Bo.
All right, Bo. Go ahead. You get a room as well. And man with the bag on his head.
Sackman.
Very descriptive. I'm sure that's your real name. All right, good. And the rest of you will all be in the stables then. Fine. Okay. That'll be great. That's 2 silver total for the party. And do you all need drinks? I already got 1 for you, big boy. What about the rest of you?
No, thank you.
I'm alright, thank you.
All right. Anyone
Do
else?
they do coffee?
You want? It's like 9 o'clock. You want? I mean, I can probably put something together. It's Jethro. Do we have any coffee left? Yes. All right. Put a pot on, I guess. Yeah, we can get you a coffee.
Thank you. Brilliant.
You do
Hold on, is
tea.
this the first time I've heard? Is this the first time I've heard you speak English?
This is the
Fair
first
Lord?
time you've
Yes.
spoken.
So I'm just gonna spin round and be like, the cat talks.
I'm just gonna go.
The big cat talks. No more meow meow, just talk.
I mean meow purr, meow meow purr.
Right, very convincing.
Yes.
All right.
And at that, I'm just gonna like awkwardly shuffle to the door and just stand by the door and just like, the cat talks. What's next? Talking horse? Cat talks? Why not horse?
I'll grab a beer, please, and then I want to speak to Valdant, because you look like a nice guy, and I feel like I can trust you, and you're staying in the stables tonight. So I want to go shuffle up to Valdant and just say, can you please look after Seb for me? Yeah. I really want a soft bed. I kind of want to stay with him, but I need the bed. So can you please, just like rambling on and on, going, just please look after Seb. Like, yeah, like I'll give you something if needs be. Like, just yeah.
Yes. I'll look after him. No worries. You, please. You don't have to worry about it. I don't need anything.
I sort of like nod and I'm like, thank you. I go get my beer, which was an amount of money.
It was 1 copper.
1 copper, thank you.
That
How
amount.
much is coffee, by the way?
That'll be a copper as well.
Okay.
You're in a farm
I
town.
have
You're
a-
not getting the top shelf stuff here, guys.
Can I
Why
have a
not?
little thing of ale, and are you serving any food?
Yeah, you can have some ale, of course. That'll be a copper for a bit of ale. And as far as food, we got stewed pheasant with curd cheese, boiled sausage and dried shallots, and we got some salted sausage and shallots as well. A lot of shallots this season.
Sausage and shallots, absolutely.
All right, go
yeah.
ahead. That'll be 9 copper for the sausage and salads. Shallots.
Cool.
Oh, I'm having a bit too much myself tonight.
Fine. That's fine. And just the room,
Mm.
which was 1 silver.
1 silver for the room.
Okay. Is my food able to be brought up to my room?
Of course,
Or
of
should we
course.
do it here?
Nope, it
I'm
won't
gonna
cost
go head
extra.
off.
I can just bring it up for you.
Okay, I'm gonna head off then.
All right, so you head up to your room. The rest of you begin to have your night. Sackman, that large beer you had. How quick do you drink that?
I started off well and was chugging, and now I am realizing my mistake.
As you realize your mistake, roll a Constitution save for me.
Alright.
Drunk.
What was it? Sorry, 1 second. I gotta find the right page here. That's gonna be a 9. Ooh, buddy. You got most of the way through. We're talking like 3/4 of it is like in your belly, and then about 1/4 of it comes up a little bit on the counter. As you hurl a little bit and kind of try and keep it in, but can't quite hold it down.
Absolutely lost in the sauce.
I told you to be careful there. You're lucky I don't make you clean that up.
Sorry.
Can I go find like a rag and just sort of like try and clean them up a little bit?
Easy enough. You find like a little rag on the edge of the counter that she was using earlier, probably to clean glasses, and you grab it and you start like rubbing on his chest a little bit, getting a little of the spittle off his chin.
Yeah, and I'm sort of rubbing his back, going, "It's okay. It's okay. It happens to the best of us."
You feel comforted by Bo.
Thank you.
Can I like go over to Valden and can I say to him, may I speak with you outside, please?
Yes. Let's go.
Yep. So two is toddle on outside and just like outside, I just want to turn to him and say, when we were on the watch last night, you said something and I don't feel comfortable right now talking about it, but you're right.
Take whatever time you need, and as long as you remain my ally, I'll protect you with what I can do.
You seem like trustworthy man, so thank you.
Well, I hate injustice and evil, so I try to challenge it wherever I can, but whenever you're ready to talk, I'll be here to listen.
And at that, I kind of like extend the metal arm just so he knows, like, you know, this is me. I am trusting you with this kind of thing.
And I reach back out and shake, because I'll say, as an ASMR, I've had to hide who I am for quite a long time. It draws a lot of attention, so I understand why you may not want to show people who you are. Your secret's safe with me.
Thank you. And then at that, we just back inside.
All right. With that, do you all have anything else you'd like to do? Anything else you'd like to say before you all turn in?
Someone
Just
might
wanna
need to
check
carry
up on
Sackman.
Yeah.
You might need carrying up the stairs.
Sackman's kind of
it's-
drooling a little bit in his stall, just kind of like sitting back, a little drool spill coming down his mouth.
Is Sackman? Are you not staying in the stables? Or did you get a room?
You got a room. I thought he
But
was
you got a
bunking with
room?
you.
He was bunking with you, darling.
I did
Ah,
ask politely
yeah.
to bunk with you.
Yes, let's.
We're gonna have to try and drag him
It's
up
your
the stairs.
I see her
just throw
struggling
me
to
to
get
the
him up
side
the
of the room.
stairs, and I go up under his other arm and like help get him into bed.
I was like, oh, thank you.
Like how Bo's kind of becoming the mom of the group.
I'm getting very mom vibes.
I just want to help. I just think it's neat.
So
This guy's
you help him up
this
to the
guy's
store.
eyes are bigger than his stomach.
Yeah, you all help him up to the room, and you all rest, and you all get to sleep. With that, a couple of you have a rather uncomfortable night in the stalls. You do find bales of hay to lay on, so it's not like you're laying on the ground,
Yeah,
but it does
it's
smell a bit rough. Being surrounded by
Plump up.
horses. With that, you are in a town. It is up to you if you would like to take a watch or if you would all like to sleep. It is completely up to you how you choose to do that.
Big time
Before I
out for
go
the
to
count.
sleep, I'll just gonna go to Valor and can I give him a wee nudge and just say, sorry about the big cat. I didn't realize you could talk.
Fine. I don't think you've ever seen a tabaxi before. Then
No, you are fascinating, I suppose is the way to put it. I'm sorry I never caught your name. I've just been calling you Big Cat.
my name is Valor. My name is
Nice to
Valor.
meet
Obviously you are Cho. You are not human though. I am not good with my words. My
And at that,
character
I
is
just
not
got
good
up
with
and
words.
walk out. I just walk out the stable.
Fine. That's fine. My character is
I-
not charismatic at all.
And I just gotta
so
peek in the door and go, I'll watch the door and then just close the stable door over.
I sort of nod to myself and then go back to trying to get comfortable in the hay bale, scratching it like a cat.
Sverlor makes biscuits on the hay.
Yes.
And
As long as you don't use it like cat litter.
yeah,
That's the
just
thing.
don't do that. Don't do that. And Chio goes outside to stand watch for at least a little while.
Just
the night-
until the big cat's asleep.
And with that, the rest of you all have a good, decent night's sleep. You are all returned to full hit points. You all get your spells back that you had spent. You are all ready and good to go for the rest of the evening or for the rest of the day.
Can I ask a question about spells? Because I've not done spells before and I forgot.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I know I can change my spells, but do I do that before I go to sleep or when I get up in the morning?
You would do them technically during your rest hours, so it would be before the next day.
Alright, okay.
So it would be like the early morning hours. You would like spend time praying and meditating to change what spells you had access to.
Alright, I'm doing that then.
Okay, go ahead and do that. So you take a set number of time to set your spells. The rest of you all come to consciousness. The rest of the tavern group wakes up. Jareth and his wife are the main two that kind of stayed in the stables. The rest of them felt more comfortable being by the actual cart themselves, just not wanting to be away from too many of their belongings. Jareth comes down and says, "All right, we ready to go? It looks like we have most of you, well, at least around. We're going to be setting off here in a few minutes, so if you can, get ready." As you go, you see already the turtle, who none of you haven't really asked names of these people that are around you, is together like cooking and has this stable side open or his cart side open. He says, "If anyone wants breakfast, you don't have to pay for the inn. You can get it from me. I make the best basilisk egg omelet you can get around."
Oh, yes, please.
What is the
go.
cook's name, by the way, Marble?
You have to ask him.
Oh.
I'll have that. And what can I call you? I've yet to get your name.
The name's Clem.
Clem.
That's right, Clem. Clem
Nice to meet you.
Neves.
Blame the cook.
I'm Valdant.
Good to meet you,
Good to meet
Valdont.
you.
Thanks for keeping us safe yesterday. I saw you out there. You got a pretty good ear.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Apparently, this is what I do. Here you go. And he hands you the omelet, and he says, "It's free of charge this morning for your hard work yesterday."
Appreciate it. Then I'll go off and eat my meal.
And you realize immediately as you sit down to start eating this egg that it's not a normal chicken egg. It is definitely a reptilian. The yolk itself is actually more of like a greenish color. It's a little weird looking. It's a little off, but like you take your first bite and you're like, holy crap, this is really good. Like it's nice. It's got like this weird sweetness to it, but it's also got some mix of like this homey, earthy like maple to it as well from the cooking that he did with it. It's really nice.
Does Sackman have a hangover today?
Yes, as he stumbles over to get breakfast.
Drag yourself.
It's not too
he
bad.
does not
Look over to the rest of the group while I'm eating. You gotta try this. It's great.
Sackman, roll Constitution saving throw.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how this goes, shall we?
You get a little queasy again seeing the food, and you start to dry heave a little bit in the corner, but you pull it back together. You're okay.
Lovely.
All right. So with that, the party continues on, and you're on to your next stretch of the adventure. Let me make sure we got music going back. Now that it is travel time again, and we will go to... Sorry, I gotta pull up the right screen here. I have like 4 different screens. Yay! All right. We'll go to... Who wants to roll the next round, the next D6 for the next set of events?
I'll go.
Who was that? Sorry, Jeannie? Go
I'll do it.
ahead. Roll a D6 for me.
1d6.
With
Oh,
a 1.
sorry. I am so sorry.
How could you? Damn it.
Never do that again.
The party continues on, making their way down through the Marrow Valley. You see now that it's the same kind of grasslands. This area is just known for its grassy plains, sparse trees here and there. In the very far distances to your east and west, you see the very peaks on a clear day of some of mountaintops that are poking out way too far for you all to reach with any sort of reasonable time frame. After your first 2 days or so traveling southward, you don't see too much of anything. It's again pretty clear. Some light rain here and there, but nothing that slows your travel. And with that, you see what looks to be vultures circling in the distance in the direction that you're headed.
Yeah, can we go have a look at that?
It's on your way, so you all continue forward to make your way towards the actual, make your way towards the vultures themselves. As you get to about halfway through where they're supposed to be, you see them start to kind of veer off to your right-hand side as you're passing by. If you needed to, you can start to venture forward if you want to take a look at what they might be circling.
I kind of want to take a look, make sure everything's
Yeah.
okay.
Same.
All right, so you hold the party, the caravan for a second, letting them know like, hey, we want to stop and check this out. And so Jareth does. He slows the caravan for a moment, and you begin to make your way over towards where the vultures are circling. As you approach, how do you all approach? Is it stealthily? Are you moving without any worry? What is your approach?
Just a question. Does my race have any, like, enhanced sense of smell? Because I assume cats have an enhanced sense of smell, like dogs do.
Normally they would, but as tabaxi, they don't necessarily give them extra sensory advantage, I don't think.
Right.
I can double check. I'm not sure exactly. I want to be sure, though, because I think we would have added that to your character sheet.
Yeah, we probably would have. I just wanted to check.
I don't see anything there, no.
So,
you have
can
the
I
agility.
still ask?
Which
Is
one?
there a smell?
Go ahead, for those of you who want to, make perception checks as you're starting to make your way towards it.
Oh, I'm just thinking.
I've
can
got a
you
cold.
Smell? I don't think you can smell, probably, right?
Why not?
Something stinky.
With the
You
natural
can
one.
try.
With that natural one, he couldn't. Your character? He probably
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to... That's a good question. I'd say no, he probably wouldn't be able to smell.
No, he can't smell shit. He's just like,
He probably wouldn't be able to. But the rest of the party, you all rolled fairly well for those who are making your way forward. Verlor, you get distracted by the smell of the horses and from the sound of just travel around you. You don't quite pay attention to it as much as you should. Valdant, Bo, and Merpo, you are all able to pick it up at quite a distance. There's quite a hefty smell coming from the distance in the direction of where you're headed. And you do see now what looks to be a large mass starting to come over the hillside as you're making your way through the grass. And it is a large mass of something. You can't tell quite what it is though yet at this distance. Even Merpo or Bo with that 22, it's a little hard to make out.
Could I potentially sneak ahead? Because obviously my character's quite stealthy, and just trying to get a better look at this thing before the rest of the party goes. I'll just gonna say to them, like, let me go ahead and I'll sneakily, like, kind of look.
Yeah, I'd say that's fine. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Stealth? Yeah.
Yeah, give me a stealth check. 8.
Theo, if you're in danger, shout.
Alright, so you go ahead and you start to make your way up ahead of the group to try and get an idea of what you see as far as the actual scene goes. And as you start to enclose, you do start to see the mass of what looks to be a large creature with gray skin, very leathery looking, strong hide skin, large rounded sort of pads that are at least about a foot, almost a foot and a half in diameter, that would make up its feet, and what look to be large tusks coming from where you believe its head would be. You continue to make your way closer, and how close do you get to the actual carcass?
Too close, like, so if there's, like, the area where the carcass is, I'll just kind of outskirt it. Like, this thing's dead?
It appears pretty dead. You can see now at this distance that where its abdomen would be, or its midsection, a lot of it's been torn open, and you can see, like, rib bones poking out.
Okay. Knowing that, I know the predator might still be around, so I'll keep a little bit of distance still, but get close as I can without actually stepping out into the open.
Okay, so you stay in the long grass and you start to make your way kind of circling along the perimeter. And it's about at that moment that you hear the low growl of a predator that is hiding on the other side of the corpse.
Cat, is that you?
And with that, the sound of 2, 3 more begin to join as growling starts to persist, and you suddenly realize that there are a couple of them actually behind you in the grass from where you were circling. Your stealth check was not stealthy enough to hide you from approaching, and they are protecting their quarry. With that,
I stood next to anybody. Just before you change the music.
yeah, go for it.
I just want to know if I'm stood next to anybody. Sackman, are you near me?
I'm around because we all went to go there, but
I'd say pretty much all of you are around each other except for Chio, who went ahead on her own.
I'm around.
I'm gonna do the thing that I did with the Sackman because he didn't call me out on it last time, so I think I got away with it. I'm gonna do a Vigilant Blessing again on the Sackman
We'll say
because I still see him as a tank, and I kind of want to hide behind him, so he's gonna get an extra initiative roll.
We'll say you have enough time to do so. With that, the music is loud. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Oh boy, there we go. That's better. Gotta be careful with that music there. All right, and there, music's better. All right, so with that, if everyone could roll initiative for me as another combat begins.
Ooh.
Nice.
Spicy.
Ooh.
Good rolls.
Let me pull you all into this page here while you all give me
Sackman,
initiative
you can roll
rolls.
again.
Sorry.
You can roll initiative again to see if you get a higher number.
Oh, okay. I did
We'll
not.
say- I'll go ahead and do a little bit of drawing here real quick, just to get you some stuff. We'll say I'm gonna do the side profile of an elephant. No one make fun of my drawing skills.
Sorry.
It's beautiful.
It's don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm gonna show everyone in the audience here in a second. It's great. I promise you. It is artful. It is definitely an elephant. Couldn't be anything else.
Majestic.
Top tier.
Amazing.
Absolutely spot on.
Thank you so much. That's what this random page is for, so that if you guys do different things and find different areas that you... Let's see, which one do I want you guys up against? What's that? Oh yeah, no, not that. Hold on. I think I want this one. There we go.
I don't
that's
like
better.
the fact that you started that with not that.
That's in there somewhere.
Yeah. That was my thought, definitely.
We have to deal with that at some point.
Why is it doing that? Hold on, why is it...
5 Manticore suddenly attack us.
5 Manticore? Yeah, no. Sorry, it's not that bad. Why is it doing that? Give me this one. Give me... Okay, thank you. Roll20 is being annoying. Can you... Okay, there we go. I think I see.
I can see something.
There we go.
Yeah, another is it
See some
wolves?
things.
Looks like wolves.
Yeah, it's hard
Yeah, it
to
looks
see.
like wolves to me. Zooming in. Oh, they... Oh, no, nasty wolves.
Nasty wolves.
Yeah. Well, you're a good kitty. So, good kitty, nasty wolves.
I guess that's true.
All right. And with that, I'll put them in positions as to where they are. And like pretend that you're pretty much surrounded by grassland at this point. And so with that, we have this group over here. Chio, you're standing about over here.
Oh god.
Oh god.
And the rest of the party is back here.
Cool.
All right, party. I'm gonna everyone else. I'm gonna show you what's going on. Hopefully this loads up correctly. There we go. So this is our encounter. All right. Now that we got everyone's initiative there, let me get their initiative. All right. All right. So our second encounter, we got.
Oh, that's how.
See, the Sackman is discovering things.
I am discovering things.
What do we got here?
I was wondering
Stuff
how
we
everyone
need
was
to
doing the
know.
arrow thing.
Oh, the measurement error.
Yeah.
We're just
Where is
checking to see
everything?
how far away stuff is.
I can't work out how to do that, you know.
I'll just say that we're probably gonna have to use dash.
So you know
You see the
your bar along
ruler
the
on the
side.
left?
Bar along the side, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Ruler.
There's a ruler on it,
Uh-huh.
and then you click on where you want to start and then drag it.
Oh.
There you go.
That is
Magic.
neat. Oh, I like that.
I'm sorry, I'm doing it. Why did my music stop? That's annoying. Stop that. Cut that out. Play my music again. I didn't hit the repeat button. I wanted to. There we go.
Need them
Yeah,
jams.
There we go.
I was gonna say we need the tense music that
We
makes us
do.
go shit.
Ew, we need that intense music. Gotta set the mood, you know?
Immersion.
Exactly, immersion. Merpo. Merpo Chio. Wildmount. And last piece. Oh, Sackman rolled twice. Got it.
Yeah, Sackman had a good roll.
He did.
19.
19 is solid. I'll keep him up there. All right. And with that, the fight starts. There's not necessarily a surprise round in this situation, as you were able to hear it as it begins before they actually attack. So you're not necessarily taken by surprise, but the fighting does start. So we begin at the top of our initiative round, which is going to be Verlor with our 22. You get to go first.
Okay, I'd like to move towards the wolf nearest to me, so I believe I can move 8 squares forward. So
Yes.
I think it's there.
Yep.
And then I'd like to throw a dart at the nearest wolf.
All right. He is definitely within range. Go ahead and make a ranged attack with your dart.
Bollocks.
The 6 will not hit. You make a strike out towards it, and it does not quite make purchase.
That's okay. It was worth a go.
It was worth a go. I'm just double checking some stuff here. That is not what
We are in the daytime, aren't we?
we needed. We are. It is daytime. There we go. All right. Got his stats here for me. So you make your throw for the dart. It does not quite hit. go ahead and with that you move, you attack, and next up is the wolves go. They move 40 feet as well.
Oh no.
So the first one is going to swing out this way. He's gonna go, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's gonna take another attack to go use his dash to get up to you.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Make his way over, and then the next one is also going to come around. So that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, but then he's going to use a dash to go the rest of the way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I think, yeah, that'll be there. One is going to come up to Chio, and then this one is going to go here to Verlor, and then this one, let's see, gotta check his stats now. 1 second, guys.
Do not like the fact that I don't have a wolf next to me and there's only a big one left.
And he is going to make his way. I'm checking to see if he
He
has
is
anything
huge.
special. Alright, and he is gonna make his way over towards Sackman and Veldant as well to kind of close in between the two of you.
Damn, that's a big
Aw.
list.
Fuck.
Now with
Okay,
that,
we'll get it.
you got this, guys. I believe in you. Alright. Their moves have been done. He made it. That was his 2 movements to get there, because that's both his attacks, so they've all gone. The only 2 that get to attack are the ones by Chio and the ones by Verlor, since they were close by. They're going to make bite attacks against you 2. So the first one is Chio. Goes in for a bite. And he gets a 19.
I
Damn.
was gonna say, I can't remember if we had talked about this, but because she was made of metal, did we talk about like bites and stuff like that being at a disadvantage?
He's still gonna get a bite attack on you. You're made of metal, but you're not necessarily like, you're not like
Yeah.
armor, you know? Like you are made of metal in a construct in that way, but like it still does damage to you. It's not like it's something that's outside of you protecting you. It is still like your body that's being
That's fine.
attacked.
Yeah.
And so then the second attack going towards, oh no, sorry, we got the attack on Chio. And I believe it is it's 2d4. That's gonna be a total of 5 damage on you, Chio. And then the second attack is gonna go to Verlor. And that's gonna be a 16 to hit. What's your armor class, Verlor?
15.
15, so he just barely hits. He goes ahead and does 2d4 damage again. That's another 5. The 2 heavy bites come in and strike at you guys. The rest of the party is stopped right there, so that is their move. Next up is Bo. It is your go.
Stupid question, I know, but the big lad,
Yes.
that's gonna be like the alpha wolf in it.
Potentially. You have a pretty good idea that he might be the one in charge.
Yeah. Would I be able to cast Speak with Animals?
Oh.
Oh,
Interesting.
Potentially. Yes, you could. If you wanted to
Like,
cast
really?
Speak with Animals, that is a possibility.
So I think I'm gonna do that, and then just sort of like say like, sorry, can you like stop? Can you not do this, please? I've not done anything wrong.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. We'll do an opposed persuasion check.
Yeah. Get on the right page. There we go. Persuasion. Oh, Jesus.
They
Well,
are.
good try.
They're in a bit of a rage. They feel that you are attacking. Like the yelps and the growls that you get from them seem to communicate that they are protecting their kill and that you have trespassed on what is theirs, and so they're focused on trying to get rid of you.
I can't do another action since I've done that. Can I ready an action, or is that not allowed?
No, you wouldn't be able to since you used your action this turn.
Right. I'm gonna stay where I am and just go, well, that didn't work. Sorry, guys.
All right. It was a
I
good
hope
idea.
really
It was a really good idea. And with that, you're staying with your Oris. Next up is going to be Sackman. It is your go.
I'm gonna swing at the wolf that's right next to me.
All right, go ahead.
Where is it? There you are.
24 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Woo!
Nice.
Damn. All right, so this one up here, he takes 10 damage. Great axe comes, or the great club comes swinging down and slams this thing in the side of the head, and it just crumples nearly entirely from the first swing. It's bleeding profusely from the mouth and yips loudly as it tries to like jump back and cower from you. You did a massive bit of damage on your first strike.
Nice.
With that, do you want to move anywhere?
No, I'll stay where I am.
All right. And with that, it goes on to Murpo's turn.
I want to cast Bane.
Ooh, okay. Go ahead. Cast some Bane. Who are you casting it on?
Hold on. Big dude.
Okay.
Well, this is something I wanted to check.
Yes.
It can be any three. They don't have to be concentrated in a certain area, do they?
Correct. You can choose any of them
I
that
just
you
have
can
to see them.
Yep.
So definitely big dude.
Okay.
Not the one that Sackman's gone after. I can do 3, can't I?
You can.
Up to
So,
3
Up to
groups.
3.
Hold on. Let me put it in chat and then I can actually read it properly.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm reading
So
it
yeah.
on my end. So you got one. I
big
guess
dude.
Big guy's got Bane. Who else?
This dude next to us,
All right. He's got Bane as well, and one more.
and the one over by here, just because this is not meant that I don't like the kitty. Just the kitty's relatively close. I think it would be harder for us to try and help the. Actually, can I change my mind?
Yeah, what's
Because
up?
I've not technically done. So I want the big dude, the one next to Bit, and the one next. Sorry, hold on, Valor, and one next to Chio.
Yeah.
Just because they're far away and there's lots of us here
Sure.
to go after the other little ones.
That is fine. So Bane has been cast. We have it on the one by Chio, the one by Verlor, and our big alpha boy. With that is Bane cast. Do you want to move?
I'm gonna move. How far can I go? Hold on. 25. 1. I'm gonna go like. Hold on. Here.
I do see it's a range of 30 feet. I was just reading the actual spell.
All right.
So you
Yeah.
you can't quite reach Chio unless you wanted to move before you cast it to get in range to cast it to the one on Chio.
Oh yeah, can I do that?
Yeah, so you can move in range if you wanted to move your 25 feet towards her to catch all 3 of them.
Okay. Hold on. If I can go here. Oh, that's still not gonna reach Chio,
Yeah,
is
it would
it?
still be a little bit too far. Chio's a bit too far away to catch hers with Bane.
But if I go here, then I can still reach
Yes,
the one in front of Valor.
I would say from where you were standing, I think you can move one more square over and you'd be able to catch it. I think you'd be able to
Cool.
manipulate it to get there.
Okay, so I will do the one in front of Valor, the big dude, and the one next to Valadant then.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Just making sure we try and stick to the spell, what it says.
No. I didn't focus on
That's
the
all
range,
right,
to
no
be
worries.
honest. That's fine.
So we good. We got our people, we got our cast, we got our movement, so we are good to go there. They are Bane. Next up is Chio.
Yes. I'm just gonna try and take a stab at the one right next to me with the rapier.
Go ahead. So with a 10, that does not quite hit their AC. Yep, they're a little bit quicker and faster on their feet, so they're a little harder to hit. You swing out and it just kind of dives to the side, growling at you. So you made your attack. Did you want to move it or anything else?
Yeah, I will move back if I can.
Okay.
I'll probably move towards Valor if I can do that.
Yes, you could do that. It will get an attack of opportunity on you as you move away. So it'll try to attack you as you leave its space.
No, then I'll stay put.
Okay, if you're gonna stay put, then it will not attack. So then go from there. We move on to Valdon. It is your go.
Okay. So I am going to cast Thunder Smite
Ooh,
and
okay.
go after the big guy. So,
All right, he is within range. He's within that 5 foot, so you can absolutely hit him.
all right. So do longsword.
With him, the 14 just barely hits. So go ahead and do damage.
Okay. Damage, and then
So 10 plus the 16. Or 10 plus 6, so 16 total, or what does he have? DCC, or the strength save is if he gets pushed back, right?
yeah.
Got it. Alright, let me see if he gets pushed back. It's the direwolf, strength plus 3. And he got a 19 for his strength roll, so he holds fast and doesn't get pushed back, but he does still take the 16 damage, which is a hefty hit. That did a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. So him, let's see, where is he at? He is here. So I'm gonna take him over here. He is gonna be this guy here, so he is at 16. All right. And with that, we move on to, unless you have anything else you're gonna do, if you're gonna move or anything.
No, I'm gonna stay put
Okay.
and not give any attacks of opportunity.
All right, perfect. Next up is gonna be Verlor, back at the top of the round.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the wolf that's right next to me.
Go
Just
for it.
unarmed strike.
So it's gonna be 13. The 13, I believe, does hit, so that'll go ahead and roll damage. So 6, first strike on this guy on the far left. Solid strike, slashes him across the face as he goes in for a bite, and you knock him off to his side, and he's growling at you, sneering as blood is dripping from its face. Go ahead and make an offhand strike. Jeez, I think that's definitely gonna hit. That's gonna be an 18 plus 3. Yeah, he definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage for another 4. Whew, he is barely standing. You see him kind of wobbling and shaking on his feet as he's trying to like blink through the blood pouring down his face. He is really, really angry, but he is really, really hurt. He is just barely standing. Very bloodied. With that is his turn done. Next up, it is the wolves go. We'll go from left to the right. So the first one is going to make an attack against Chio. That's going to be a 13. Does that hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and do the damage again. It's going to be... Yep, you only rolled a 4 on that one. Next up is the one against Verlor, who's barely standing. He only gets a 3, so he does not hit. The other wolves, because it's now their turn to act, with the direwolf there, he gives the other 2 pack tactics, so they all get advantage on their strikes. So we'll go ahead and roll 2 dice for them. So the first one on Sackman, the first hit is going to be a 14 to hit you. Sackman is 14 hit.
I'm 14.
14 hits, so that does strike. So that's 2d4.
Did they lose the D4 for the Bane?
Oh, they got a d4 to minus. So let me check. Oh yeah, he definitely loses it. So the first strike does not hit because that baned. That one was not baned though. So he still hits.
Oh.
The other 2 are baned. So that top one that attacks Sackman still hits and does 4 damage. The other small one that is baned against you, Valdon, is 19 with a bane, minus 2 is 17. That still hit. That does not hit, right?
Nope, 18. Because I'm still doing one-handed shield.
Bane's coming in clutch. All right. And lastly is the direwolf. We'll do high-low roll to see which one of you he hits. So 11 and up, it's going to be Sackman. 10 and below is going to be Valdon. 11 and up, so it's Sackman.
Oh.
So he's still baned. He has advantage on the strike because of pack tactics. He gets a 16 minus the d4, which is going to be a 14 to hit you, Sackman, so he barely hits.
Yep.
And with the direwolf, his attack does... It is... All right, it should be 2d6. He's a big boy. He does 7 damage to you, Sackman. And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
After I take the hits off?
Yep, after you take your hit points off.
Strength throw.
A strength saving throw.
So I just click strength for it.
There's a saving throw portion above your, next to your stats there, near the top. So if you look towards the top of your character sheet, you should see initiative and proficiency. Right below, or inspiration and proficiency. Below proficiency is saving throws.
Okay, that one. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
That's right. So go ahead and click on strength. And with a 19, you handle it successfully. So you are not knocked to the ground as he tries to maul you to the ground. So you are still standing. With that, we go on to the bow. It is your turn.
It's a me. Because speaking with animals that lasts for 10 minutes.
Correct.
Is that within the? Oh, we're still within the 10 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. Every round is only 6 seconds, so you have 10 rounds of that.
Amazing. I'm still gonna try and speak with them, just to again with the direwolf. Obviously I know they're protecting the meat, for lack of a better phrase, they're protecting the meat. So what I'm gonna think is I'm just gonna say look, if needs be, we can back off if you promise not to attack us. So that'd be another persuasion check.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make another persuasion check. Based on how you word your responses will determine how difficult the persuasion check will be. So if there's a way you want to try and word that, think of it that way.
So I'm just gonna say look, I'm really sorry that we intruded upon you. We saw some vultures up above. By all means, we can back off if you're happy for us to do that, and not if you stop attacking, we'll back off. If you continue to attack us, then I guess we're gonna kill you. You're gonna die.
So how you word that, it is up to you if you want to try and phrase that as an intimidation or a persuasion check. And I'll say if it's persuasion, you will have advantage. Intimidation, not so much.
Yeah, persuasion, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll persuasion at advantage. With a 20. So the rest of the party, they hear this, they see their party member start growling and yipping towards the larger wolf. And the larger wolf seems to pause for a moment before it's starting to attack. And you see this moment of sort of recognition, and it seems to, its haunches are still up. You still see the back of its hair bristled up like it's ready to attack, but it seems less, not necessarily less aggressive, but not necessarily as forwardly attacking the party.
This is good.
But it is not his turn, so he can't really do anything about the response.
All right, and just to sort of add to that, I'm just going to take just one little step forward, just to sort of make my point a bit more clear. Be like, yeah, if you keep doing this, you're going to die.
All right. And with that, it is now on to Sackman. What would you like to do?
Now in a tricky position.
We won't have known what she said.
Correct. You have no idea. You just hear growls and yips, and you see the demeanor of the direwolf change, but that is all you see.
Okay, well, if I don't understand what the hell she's doing, then I'm just gonna go for the finishing blow on the one that I attacked before.
All right, go ahead and attack.
It'll make a point.
It would make a point.
23 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And 11. This time, the great club slams into the wolf, and it yips loudly as it falls silent and dies on the field. The strike was more than enough to kill it, and the first wolf passes away. With that, the fighting seems to get a bit more tense and the situation gets a bit more hairy, not to use a pun. But you're not sure exactly what to... It's hard to determine what is going to be the next move. You don't know how far you can push this, if going any further is going to push it too far and continue the attack, or if it is going to kind of make your point stronger. With that, that was your attack. Next up is Merpo. What you want to do, Sarah?
I'm like a bit like Jeannie's not Jeannie. Boa's not really doing anything, but I am like I don't know if I would know what she's doing, or even I can see she's doing something, but I have no idea what it is, and I'm still scared of the big dude. So
make for me an insight check to maybe understand a little bit more of what the direwolf's behavior means. 8. Unfortunately, you can't quite read it. You still see the haunches up, you still see the hair bristling and the growling, and it still feels too aggressive for you.
all right, then I'm gonna Toll of the Dead, the big dude.
All right, go ahead. He makes a wisdom saving throw. Let me see what he gets for direwolf. He got a 19 plus. That's gonna be enough. So he is able to shrug off the attack itself and does not take damage. But the ringing does start to resound in his ears.
Hold on. I've still got some movement.
Yep, you do.
I just want to... So I can be within 60 feet. Yeah, I'm going to move a bit further away.
Okay. So you...
Hold on, I just want to still check that I'm in... Right, okay, too far. Yeah, that'll do. Cool, I'm gonna go here.
Alright, so you've positioned yourself in a decent spot so you can see all of your enemies. So you are set there. With that, next is Chio. What would you like to do?
So not knowing what's happening with Bo, I'm just gonna try and attack the wolf in front of me again.
Alright, go ahead.
Come on.
15 will hit, and go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Oh boy. Alright.
Right in the kisser.
Yeah. Oh, he takes a solid strike as the rapier slashes into its side. He yips out loudly, literally on death's door with that one strike. The sword cuts straight across its side, almost making it limp in one leg. It is very badly hurt.
Can I do like an extra action?
What would you like to do?
Can I shout at it?
Shouting's a free action. Go ahead.
Yeah, can I just shout it and be like, "Bad dog, don't bite, back off,"
Okay.
and just kind of make myself like big and intimidating looking?
Give me a free intimidation check. I like that.
Oh god, it's not gonna work very well. I have -1, but oh wait, is it? Where is it? Intimidation.
14's not bad. 14's not bad. So you make yourself bigger and you puff yourself up a little bit after you did some massive damage on it, and you feel like you might have probably scared it a bit. With that strike and with your demeanor, it is very uncomfortable. All right, with that is your go, and then we are on to Valdon. What would you like to do?
Right. This time, since I have one more spell slot, I'm gonna cast Searing Smite and go after the big guy again. So.
The 8 does not hit. So you go and make your swing, and it does not quite make purchase. You swing a bit wide. Yep. His armor is quite a bit higher since he's a bit faster and a bit leaner, so he's a little harder to hit. So you make your.
Does that use?
It makes you lose your attack. I don't think it uses your spell. I think you get to choose when to use your spell.
Okay.
So, yeah, with paladins, you choose when to use your spells. You can wait till you hit to determine what you want it to do.
All right, cool. Then I will just stay put.
All right. With that, we get to the top with Verlor. What would you like to do?
I want to finish off the wolf that's in front of me, just unarmed strike.
All right.
So
Go ahead. 14 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 7. Yeah, absolutely. It falls to the ground. The slash crosses it against the top of the head, and just too much blood has been lost from these gashes that you're putting into its body with these deep cuts, and it falls dead to the ground. Would you like to do anything else?
can I move up behind the big wolf?
Yes, you can. You can move your 40 feet up behind it.
So there.
All right. So with that, you have moved. You have attacked. We are now onto the wolf's turn. With all of the two that have died, and they continued aggressive action, he's going to make a check to see what his response is going to be. Depending on how the check goes, it is going to have a higher DC because you continued being aggressive, and it was a little bit too much for it to change exactly how it would respond. So we'll go ahead and roll 1d20. We'll say on a 15 or greater, he will still heed the warning and start to take off. If he gets below a 15, he is going to stick around and continue to fight. So I'll roll this one publicly in the chat. We get a 14.
Ooh. Yeah.
Nice.
Just barely. All right, so he sticks around for the fight. It was just a little too much. Everyone that died increased the DC of how he was going to respond. But now he's got vengeance in his heart. He's got blood in his teeth. He wants to see this through, to see those who killed his pack. So he's going to continue to fight. With that, we have the one that is on Chio that is going to continue its attack. It gets a 1, so it does not hit. The other one that is alive that is on Valdant, the smaller one, he has pack tactics still for the attack, so he's going to get an advantage. And he gets a 7 at the highest, so he doesn't hit. And then the dire wolf, who saw Sackman kill his one of his pack members, is going to attack you.
Or Sack Man.
And he gets a 16 to hit.
That hits me.
So he's got Banes. Let me see if he loses it. Oh, and he, by 4. He's down to 12. He does not hit. That Bane, man, is coming in clutch. And so he does not hit. And with that, that is all their turn. I think no, he likes his position. I don't think he wants to move. Yeah, they're all going to stay where they're at. They're not going to move. They don't really want to reposition in any way. Actually, yes, one will reposition. He will move around to the side to kind of circle you to give his partner advantage in his next turn. Just to kind of get out of the way of the other guy. He doesn't like being surrounded. With that, that is the wolf's turn, and we are back on to Bo.
Yeah, so they're not backing off. I've been staring down this dire wolf, so because he's now going to keep on attacking, I'm gonna use my ice knife.
Okay. 7 will not hit. That is a bit too low.
I do not use my ice knife.
Wait, one second. Ice Knight, 1 second. I want to check something. On a hit target,
Yeah.
you're saying hit or miss, the shard then explodes. So even on a miss, the shard explodes, and the target of each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage. So even on a miss, it explodes either way. So you chuck it at him, and it goes into him. Thankfully, he's a 10-foot long creature, so I don't think it actually hits at your teammates at all. Or I guess it depends on what part of him you're trying to aim for. Are you trying to aim for the front or the back of him?
Like the front between the eyes.
Okay, so we'll say like this is kind of like his front over here. So if you're aiming towards this square here, then it is going to possibly hit Sackman from the explosion. So everyone makes a dexterity saving throw. So Sackman, make a dexterity save. I'm going to make a dex save for the dire wolf. So he has Bane on his saving throw. He rolled a 1 anyway. 18 does pass, so you do save from the dexterity saving throw, but the wolf does not. So Jeannie, go ahead and roll 2d6 for me. So 7 damage still strikes the dire wolf as it explodes around him. I'm gonna strike. And so that'll do. Still kicking as the knife misses by him, slams into the ice before him, and explodes in shards of ice, piercing him with bits of shrapnel. Sackman just barely escapes, dodging to the side. With that, we move on to bow's done. It is Sackman's turn. Sackman, you have advantage on the strike against this direwolf based on how Verlor positioned himself.
All right. In that case, I am going to rage again.
All right, go ahead and rage, and that's your bonus action. Go ahead and make your attack with your club.
Nice.
21, that'll definitely hit with the 11.
Woo! Alright,
You come around with this underhand swing and just bat this thing in the lower jaw, coming up from underneath, slamming him up into the air a little ways. It knocks him into the air up on his back hind legs as the strike slams him in the face and deals a hefty amount of damage with his great club swinging. He is real bloody right now. Go ahead and do you want to move at all?
I'll stay put, so Valor can have advantage.
All right. And with that, we move on to Merpo's turn.
I'm going to Toll of the Dead at the big guy.
All right, go ahead. I'll make a wisdom saving throw. And he got an 18, so he passes.
I won't bother rolling then.
It's okay.
Just in case it's a good roll, I kind of want to hold on to it.
Sure. You don't want to waste them. Next up, we'll go to, unless you want to move, we'll go on to Chio.
No, No, I can still hit both of them from where I am.
Yep.
And I'm far enough away that I feel comfy.
All right, go ahead. Chio, it is your go. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try and put the wolf out of its misery.
All
Because
right.
I can obviously see its heart.
Yes, it is very hurt.
Yeah, just try and use the rapier, try and put out its misery as quick as possible.
13 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. With a 4, and with that, just very quickly, trying to be as merciful as possible, you plunge the rapier into the wolf, and it falls still and silent.
Okay.
All right. And with that, it is down to... do you want to move now that you're not harried anymore?
Yeah, I'll try and move up to help the others.
All right. I believe your movement's still 30 feet, so go ahead and move your 6 spaces.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So can I move diagonally? Is that a thing?
Yep.
Like,
Yep. You
can you move
diagonal.
diagonal through?
Yeah.
So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's probably about as close as I can get.
Yeah. If you use your action to attack, you can't really move any more than that.
That's fine.
All right. And finally, we get to Valdon. What would you like to do?
Alright, I'm gonna try to finish off this dire wolf. Do another swing at it. Get him.
13 does not hit. Is just below his armor class.
Doesn't he have Bane on him?
He does, but it doesn't affect attacks against him. It's only when he attacks.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
no one's on the other side, so I don't get advantage.
Yeah. So it does not quite hit, unfortunately, no. So do you want to move or do anything else?
No, I'll stay put for now because there's not much else I can do.
All right. Next up is Verlor. You have advantage on your strikes if you'd like to attack.
Yeah, I'm going to attack the direwolf that's in front of me.
All right.
Unarmed strike as it goes.
Ooh, does not hit. 10 is too low.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, the strikes swing out and it's trying to dodge the side, it's getting desperate at this point and is moving around a lot more than it was before.
Bear
So
with me.
you can make an unarmed strike if you'd like to try and hit him with the other claw.
Yeah, let's try that one.
Go ahead.
I have another idea if this one doesn't hit.
That does hit.
Ooh, there
18
we
plus
go.
3 will hit. So go ahead and do damage with the 4, and I believe... Yep, that'll do it. With that,
Yay!
Nice.
from behind, how would you like to do this? How would you like to finish off this big boy?
I'm going to run up its back and crack its neck from behind. If that's
Nice.
okay.
That's fine.
I know it's pretty brutal, but
No,
it
it
gets
is.
it over with.
It does, and as you do, you run up its back, and it's haunching and like moving back and forth, trying to shake you off, and you keeping your balance as a monk, come down and just twist in one quick motion, and the beast goes silent and drops to the ground. There's still one wolf alive, but it is very hurt, and it is barely standing off in the side. Warlord's turn is done. It is the wolves go. As wild animals go, they don't necessarily know freedom or self-preservation all that much. They see those that are close to it die, and it will fight to its end. So it goes and makes an attack against Valdant. With Bane still on it, and that got a 1, so he misses completely against Valdant. And with that, he's going to stand his ground and try and fight. His turn is done. Bo, it is your go.
This is there. I'll stop making the noise. Yeah, I was gonna use my frostbite cantrip on the wolf.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
I think it's a Constitution saving throw,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets a 11. He fails. So go ahead and roll 1d6, and that is going to be the 4. With that, he freezes in place, and you see his limbs go stiff as he kind of like slumps sideways and falls to the ground. And with that, combat has ended. The area seems clear, and the wolves have all gone still.
Nice. We win.
You
We
said
killed the
ice or
carcass.
ice. Because I was going to say, if you said ice, that's funny.
Nice, baby.
So with that, the area is still, and as slowly as it goes, with the continuing weather change, a bit of a rain starts to roll in after the battle concludes. And it's up to you what you'd like to do.
I want to go to the big elephant
Sure.
and sort of see what, like, obviously they're protected because they're eating it, but I want to see if there's anything special with the big elephant dude.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Give me either an investigation or a perception check of the actual elephant.
Do an investigation.
Sure.
Actually, no, perception, because perception would be better.
Okay. Perception. So with the 11, easy enough. The main things you're able to get are that you realize very quickly after looking at the elephant that there is actually a makeshift sort of saddle built onto it. That is still kind of draped around its upper neck area. Or its lower neck area, kind of connecting to its back. You don't see anything else on it or on its person. It's a little odd because you aren't really familiar with people riding elephants in the nearby area, but it seems like this one was being used in that way for some time.
It's going to sound really weird, but go with me. Because I recently rewatched the Star Wars trilogy, and I'm getting like Luke in Hoth flashbacks of. Can we have a look at the elephant thing and just to check that it's not like hiding around it, underneath it, inside it, sort of, you know.
So you're just trying to look to see if there's like something living inside of it?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay,
I know.
go ahead. Go ahead and make a perception check as you look around the body. 19. Very thoroughly, you look around, looking under every like nook and cranny of this thing, and you look inside of its carcass, and you don't see anything living inside of it or around it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
For humouring my weirdness.
No worries. Absolutely. I dig it. I'm here for it. If anyone was curious and you want to try and figure out how long it's been dead, someone can roll a medicine check if they really want to know that information.
Could do that.
Okay.
Were we able to see if we could find the owner if we noticed it had a saddle?
With those perception checks, with Murpo's 19 and she was like checking around, she didn't see any sign of an owner nearby. With the 15 medicine check, Bo, you were able to determine that this thing's been dead for maybe about 2 days now, maybe 3. Wolves like to close in on a kill pretty quickly when they smell it, and so they closed in fast and tried to start clearing this thing out and feeding on it. It's a lot of meat for a small pack of wolves like that, so they didn't get too far into it, but they started working their way.
Can I take the saddle?
It's a pretty big saddle. Like, it's about the size of you.
Yeah, but I'm just
Do with
thinking
it.
that's like either we can try and figure out what it is, but also that's like, I presume it's made out of leather or something. That's I am quite small. That's a lot of leather that could make, you know, gloves, jacket, shoes, whatever.
Feasibly, yeah, you could absolutely pull the saddle off of it. That wouldn't be too much of an issue. I'd say that's fine.
And can someone who is significantly stronger than me help me carry this saddle thing?
Offer my help.
Sackman,
Thanks,
go ahead, and you two are able to very quickly dismantle the saddle and pull it off of the elephant and harvest it for any needed leather goods that you are looking for.
Nice.
All right. Is there anything else you all would like to do?
Nothing here. Just maybe report back to Jareth. Let him know what we found.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
With that, you are able to make your way back to the caravan. You tell Jareth what is going on, and you let him know that the pack of wolves that were on the carcass are taken care of, and you think that potentially this might have prevented you from a threat later on, since you had taken them out now, that thankfully that maybe they will not be an issue later.
Nice.
So with that, the party will continue headed southward.
Can I
Yes.
cozy up to Boa
Sure.
and ask her what she was doing?
Mhm.
Hi, Boa. I'm Merpose. You can call me Merp if you want. I saw that you were like doing something in the fight that we had, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
noticed you had a moment with the horse. Going on.
Oh, yeah. No, I can speak with animals. It's a thing. Nothing more than that.
Cool.
Thank you.
What
It's
would-
becoming very useful, so yeah.
What were you talking with the big doggo about?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sometimes I forget that, like, when I'm speaking with animals, it just sounds like the animal, so sorry, I thought you guys could. Anyway, yeah, so I was kind of telling him to stop, because, not being
Aw.
funny, like, yes, there's a lot of us, but that was a big old doggo, so I was just trying to get him to stop, and he nearly did, and then it kind of killed 2 of his family, so he got a bit pissed, so it didn't really help, but, you know, never mind, maybe next time.
Yeah, we well, I don't know about the rest of the guys, but I had no idea what you were saying. If I knew that's what you were trying to do, I would have maybe held off a bit. So
No,
I don't know, maybe try and remember that we can't talk animal too.
Noted. And with that, I take out my journal, write down Maple's name as well, and note down, make sure to tell the gang that when I'm speaking with creatures that they don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Alright. And then I kind of give her a really awkward pat on the back and sort of walk with her for a bit in like weird, awkward silence.
And I'm just like standing there, just like, I just walk away, just smiling away, just going, yeah. I just go do my own thing.
All right. Okay. So with that, you all continue southward after another day or 2 of travel. It's a little bit wetter the next 2 days. Not too bad, but enough to make you a little chilly every so often. As you're still a little ways north. You make your way, after camping out a couple of nights, you find your way to Trostenwald. With that, Trostenwald is another smaller town, a little bit larger than Allfield. This area has a lot more grain fields around. It looks a little bit more populated with farms as opposed to mines, and you see a lake nearby, or a small pond, or essentially, that they consider a lake, and it is there for you to stay. If you need to stay the night somewhere, if you would like to stay outside again, it is up to you.
Considering it's raining, we should maybe try and find somewhere indoors.
Sure.
especially if there's going to be stables for the horses and stuff. Yeah.
Aye.
Yes.
All right. So again, you search around looking for places to stay. And with that, you are able to find another situation where, easy enough, you're just asking around and you're able to find a place. And it is this one has like more of a nicer facade. It's got like, it's made of like more polished stones that wrap around the base of it with more of a shingled roof and a second floor that is more of like a wood. There's more carving on the door. It looks a bit more of an upscale inn. It looks like it's a bit wealthier. As you make your way into the inn, you are greeted by an individual who is a human, and he sits behind the counter with a smile on his face, cheerfully tending to the patrons. Again, the bar is actually fairly popular at this rate. You realize that it's not completely full, as there might actually be other bars in the area as opposed to the last place you were in, and it is active. So feel free if you have a idea of what you would like to do.
Yeah, I'd like to go up to the barkeep and sort of ask, like, hello, can I have a room for the night, please? And do you have somewhere I can keep my horse? Because it's raining. I don't want him to get wet.
Of course, I got plenty of space for you. Welcome in, welcome in. This is my fine establishment, and I'm happy to serve you with the best I can. This is the Gilded Chestnut. I'm glad to be your patron, Britcheye. So thank you for being here. You said you need a room, is that it? In a
So if I-
stable?
I'm so taken aback by how, like, welcome here. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, yeah, a room, please, and a place for my horse in the
Okay.
stable if you got one.
Absolutely. Give me one moment. And so he points over to the corner and says, Sally, come here, please. Help our dear patron with her horse and their needs. I will be tending to the rest of the bar. Have a good evening if you need anything else. And this nervous-looking mouseier woman runs over and says, yes, sir, I'll be right on it. And she looks like she is frazzled. She is far too overworked. Like, he just kind of takes everything, gives the intro, and then shoves all the work on her. And so she runs over, says, yes, you need a room and a stable. Okay, that'll be, that's, 1 silver for the stable and, 2 silver for the room. Yes?
And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, and I hand my 3 silver. And because she looks a little bit frazzled, I'm gonna hand another silver as well, so that'll be 4 altogether. And I'm just like, get yourself some water, pet.
Oh,
It's okay.
You gave me that on purpose. Oh, thank you. Oh, and she puts it in her like pouch and stuff, and she like nods to you, and she immediately just runs out after giving you a key, runs around the bar and out the door trying to find your horse, forgetting to ask you what your horse looks like or anything about your horse, but just comes running out of the room.
I'll just pretend like, oh, she's got it covered. I'm sure Seb's gonna be fine. I trust her.
All right, and with that, the rest of the party, what would you like to do?
So is she the one we ask about rooms? I just noticed she like runs out.
Look around a little dumbfounded, like, I guess I'll just wait to get a room and perhaps a meal and stable my horse.
Britcheye walks over and goes, oh, is Sally not helping you? Oh, gosh, it's hard to find good help. Welcome anyway to the Gilded Chestnut. Welcome. How can I be of service since I can't get my employee to do it for me?
Well, she seemed very eager to help, but a little too eager. Anyway, I need a room, I need to use the stable, and if you could, a warm meal.
Of course. We have plenty here to feed you. It'll be a silver for the room. 2 silver for the room. Oh my goodness. Look at me trying to give deals. 2 silver for the room, 1 silver for the stable. And let's see, as far as food on the menu, might I suggest, and he looks down at his little clipboard as he isn't used to actually giving out information. we have the steamed pheasant, if you need it, with clove and milled bread, as well as the boiled eggs and shallot if you're looking to save a little money. I would honestly suggest they be paired with the Trost Ale if you would like the local fare.
I'll take the pheasant, and sure, I'll try an ale.
All right, that'll be 1 gold piece for the lot.
Whoa, alright. 1 gold piece for the room, stable, and food?
Oh, that's cute.
Or just
no,
the food?
It's 1 gold piece for the food and the Trost. It's going to be 2 for the room and 1 for the stable, for silver pieces.
Oh, okay. Here you are.
Thank you very much. 1 moment, please. Jacobson! Pheasant with a Trost! He's like, righto. And he starts to prepare your meal. You see, he brings over to a local cask, which is on the wall, which has this beautiful family crest of Trostenwall on it. And the Trost de Brew, so to speak. And he fills it up all the way to the top. It's a hefty tanker, like it's a decent sized drink, so it's not like you're getting necessarily gypped. And he places it down on the bar in front of you and says, enjoy. You look like you haven't been here before. This is a local fare that's been made right down the way by the Trostenwald family. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you. We're just passing through. Only here for the night.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Glad you chose us. Welcome.
And I'll look at Chio. Chio, you want to bunk with me?
So I'm like standing there like that, and I'm like, I'm wet. Does the room have a fire?
The room does not have its own fire. They're not that nice, but there is a fire over there, and he points to the other side of the room, and you see there's a large fireplace with a large hearth that is like completely lit and blowing smoke. So like if you wanted to, you could if you need, you can dry off over by the fire.
Yes, thank you. I will go and I will stand there and dry myself off and hope I don't melt.
Yes, don't melt on me. We can't clean that up.
As I'm passing Merpus, is it Merpus? I keep on Merpus?
Merpo, but you can call me Merp.
Merp. As I pass Merp, I want to say to her, like, that is nice saddle you have there. I heard you might want to make it into jacket. My mother, very good seamstress. You bring it to me, I make it for you. And then just like...
I just kind of stare very sort of like, what? And she just sort of walks past and I'm just like, okay, that happened.
Like every on top of you, you know, so I'm just like making sure my arms are away from you. I'm just gonna stand like a scarecrow over at the fire.
All right, so we have rooms been bought for 2 of our individuals. Was it Verlor and Sackman? What would you 2 like to do?
I would like to get a room, and remembering the last time I had an opportunity for a drink, I will just have a normal-sized ale this time.
And as you say this, and you're like getting ready up to start talking to Bircheye, he quickly turns away, seeing your sack on your head, and doesn't necessarily pay you any attention. At that moment, Sally comes running in, drenched wet, comes, okay, who's next? I can help. And she comes running around the corner, running back to the bar, says, how can I help you, sir?
And then I will, a little bit annoyed because I've just been ignored by some douche, and say again, can I have a room, a pint of ale, and 1 for Valor and Merpo, please?
Of course, rooms. Are you paying for rooms for all of them or drinks for all of them? I'm not quite sure.
Just the drinks. I'm not made of money.
Oh, okay. All right. So a room for you, so that's 2 silver, and then that's gonna be 3 silver total for the drinks.
All right, cool.
And he goes,
forget how money works.
Wait, hold on. Wait, drinks. Do you want the Trost? I'm supposed to give you the Trost. I'm supposed to advertise the Trost. Do you want the Trost?
Yeah, Trost is fine.
Okay, it's 3 silver each.
What other ales do you have?
Yeah, it's so cheaper.
Well, there's just normal ale.
Yep, normal ale. I'll have one of them.
Okay, it's all right.
I'll also go normal ale.
All right, it's not as good. I promise. Okay, fine. And she turns around like a little discouraged, and she starts pouring from another barrel that looks very plain. That's like, it's not really fancy or anything like that. And she just kind of pours from it, and she places down 3 drinks in front of you, and it's only 1 silver apiece.
I forgot how the money works.
It's
10,
1.
10,
It's
10.
Yeah, 10, 10, 10. So 10 copper for a silver, 10 silver for a gold. So you can just break it down if you want.
I gotta break down my gold a bit.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes because you all have it in gold. I'm not gonna play.
So-
I'm not gonna play Money Change Simulator.
That makes sense. That is 10, I think. No.
All right, what are the rest of
Maths
you
is
doing?
hard. Maths is hard.
I
I'll
think
figure it
Furlor
out.
and Merpo, do you two still need a room?
Yeah, I would like a private room, and also what I didn't hear what the guy said about food. What food do you have, and how much does it cost?
Well, there's the steamed pheasant with clove and millet bread. That one, I honestly, and like again, the other man turns around at this time, now addressing you because you seem like you're a little bit well dressed. So he seems to pay more attention to individuals who are dressed nicely. And he turns to you and says, I recommend the pheasant and the milled bread. It's a beautiful local taste, and it goes best with a trost, if I might say so myself. The total with the trost is about 1 gold piece. On its own, it's about 9 silver pieces.
Okay, Sally is dealing with me. You can see.
Oh, so-
you can deal to
Really?
someone else.
Okay, all right. Sally! And you see her come running back around. Yes, I'm coming! As she comes running down the hall, running down the bar to see you again. Yes!
Sally,
Yes.
Sally.
Yes.
No rush.
Okay.
Take your time.
Okay.
Breathe.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Yes.
talk to me about the food again. Breathe.
There's a pheasant and there's clove and millet bread, and we have a pheasant with barley bread as well. If you're really trying to save money, we also have the boiled eggs and shallot.
Okay, how much is the other pheasant with the non-clove?
That's
Okay.
without the clove and without the trost. That's only going to be about 7 silver pieces.
Okay, I will have one of them and hand over 8 and kind of give her an eye as if to go, breathe, darling.
You gave me 2. Oh, I see. Got it. Okay. And she
Okay.
pockets it. She's not used to getting tips like this. It is very out of the ordinary for her. She breathes, tries to close up. Just, okay. Jacobson! Pheasant and barley bread, please! Righto!
If you need a break, just say you're coming to serve me and come and find me. You can have a couple of minutes, okay?
Okay, thank you, miss. I appreciate that.
Grant, breathe.
And as that, she kind of like a little bit slower like walks away, kind of like composing herself, keeping her chin high a little bit, and starts to move away and trying to serve other guests.
Okay. I'm gonna go find sit at a table,
All
and
right.
I'm gonna pull out my deck of cards and start shuffling, and with the intention of playing solitaire. It's the only one-person game I can think of.
All right, so you go ahead and do so. Verlor, was there anything else you'd like to do?
I got bit by a dog pretty badly.
Yes, you did.
Like, I don't know whether that's still bleeding or something, but I've got quite a big bite mark on my arm.
We'll say you
so-
probably like stopped the bleeding, but you probably got some bloody bandages on you, and you're looking a little rough.
Yeah, I probably need some TLC from somewhere, so I walk up to the bar and I wanna ask, hey, I'm kind of hurt. Is there anything you can do? Have you got anything to help?
Do I overhear this?
Go ahead and make a perception check. See how well you're paying attention. Yeah, you do. You definitely hear it. You hear him saying, and as you overhear this, your words come across, and you see Bircheye, who was looking at a glass, turned around because he was trying to not pay attention or felt a little shunned by Merpo. Hears you say this, kind of looks over his shoulder and gives you a little side eye as he kind of gives you the look of don't bleed on anything, and he continues to wash his glass like he's not heard you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna run over to Valor and I'm like, I am so sorry. And then I'll cast Cure Wounds on you. because you need a little bit of TLC.
I'm going to put my my hand on his bar and dig my claws in until it makes like a and there are bits of wood curling up and everything, and then I walk away with Bo.
Okay. As you do, he you see him scrunch up his shoulders a little bit as he hears it and kind of slowly turns around. And as he sees you walk away, he kind of gives it a little bit of a huff and just kind of spits off to the side. And he's like, I'm gonna have to, and I'm never grateful. And he just kind of goes back to shining his glass.
Fair enough.
I've got a pop-up on here, so when I clicked on Cure Wounds, it's asking us what level. I'm assuming level
1.
Level 1. You can't. I don't think you can cast level 2 just yet.
No.
All right. You heal 5.
5. Lovely.
Give you a pat on the head, and then
Thank you.
you are now.
I purr a little and feel a bit better.
All right.
That's always looking here, no one nod and go okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. But yeah.
All right. So with that, you sit down for a moment to enjoy a little bit of rest after the day's fight. Merpo, as you're playing solitaire, kind of on your own, you spot a dwarf partway across the bar, just eyeing you up and down, just kind of watching you. And keeping it, giving you this look where it kind of makes you a little uncomfortable.
Am I able to interpret the look? Is it an aggressive look? Is it an eye up look?
Make an insight check. Natural 20.
Tell me everything. Tell me everything.
Everything. And you make eye contact with her?
I'm not very good at eye contact, so I probably don't. I'm probably I'm maybe looking at the wall behind her.
Okay, so the thing you do when you want to look someone in the eye, but you don't want to look them in the eye, but you want to make them think you look them in the eye.
Exactly.
So so you do that thing, and you see her, and you get the sense of it's got this challenging kind of small smirk, and it's got you this sort of competitive type edge to it. And as you give that look towards her, you see her move her eyes over towards the wall, at which point you notice a dartboard that has been placed on the wall. And she kind of gives you a little nod as she looks over towards the dartboard.
Oh yeah, I'm down for this.
All right.
I kind of do a yeah, all
right. So
a little sort of gesturing and posturing, but in a really crap sort of way, in the fact that I've not done this before. This is all new and shiny. I've usually been quite controlled, and I'm feeling a little. Yeah. Okay.
So you do. So you make your way over, and she kind of stands up, and you realize now it's a dwarf, who's got this silvery hair and amber eyes, and she kind of walks over to you, and you see that she's got this banded mail covering her body with a crossbow slung and a crossbow and a sword slung around her back. And she goes, "So what do you say? The name's Atcher, and I bet you 10 gold I can beat you in a game of darts."
Go on then.
All right, let's do this. And she walks over to the side of the room, and you see this little lane almost where tables have been cleared, and there's a dartboard on the wall, and she pulls out a set of darts that are on the side, and she slams them on the table, sticking them point first into the table. Says, "All right then, I'll let you go first."
Marble, can we see what's happening?
Yeah, you all see her stand up and walk over, and you see her kind of throw down the gauntlet, so to speak, with this other dwarf lady who puts a sack of gold on the table and kind of nods and says, "Why don't you ante up and we can get this started?"
I'm gonna nudge Valor and be like, "I bet you 4 silver on our girl. She beat. Yes."
I'm not so sure. I am not so sure. I bet.
Small
lean in
bets. It's
interestingly
okay.
with my beer.
4 silver, yes, for you too.
I
Boy.
go to shake your hand.
Nice. All right. So with that, Merpo, do you put up the 10 gold on the table?
I put the 10 gold on the table, but close to me in the fact that I'm anteing up, but I'm not stupid enough to at least put gold in picking point.
All right. You do
Actually, no. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of Sally, and I'm going to see if Sally will be the, what do they call it? The banker, the person that holds on to the money so nobody can pilfer off with it.
So you eye Sally, and as you do, you kind of like try and wave her over. She's like, and she like kind of runs back behind the bar to like help someone.
All right, okay.
She's a little busy to be a banker.
All right, fair enough. I put the money out on the table, and trying to be bigger than I am, because this is well out of anything that I've done before, kind of do like a slight mocking sort of curtsy bow thing and go ladies first, just because I'm terrified and I need to see what I'm up against.
As you do this, she kind of gives you a look and just kind of gives a little and just spits off to the side and walks over to grab the darts, and she goes and makes 3 throws up against the thing. She is not looking at the board because she is trying to show off. So she is making 3 shots.
Yeah, this is a bad idea. Oh god.
At disadvantage to try and see what she gets. And these are all dexterity throws. That's gonna be a... Alright, so that's the first one. That's the second one. And that's the third one. So she tries real hard. And she just goes 1, just lock eye contact, 2, 3, and you look over at the board. 1 is sticking in the wall above the actual dartboard. 1 actually landed on the board, but like near the edge, the outside. She maybe got 5 points from it. And then another one is wedged to the right of the board, not even hitting the dartboard.
I'm like, hey, big cat, you're going to be paying up soon.
Because I'm not stupid, I do look at the board because I see the opportunity for an easy sort of like, I just need to get higher than 5. But I can't hide the slight sort of like upturn of my lip a little bit, as if to go, shit, I could win this. But keep cool, keep cool.
Yeah. So the game is to 24, so it's a short game.
All right, okay. So what am I rolling?
You're gonna roll just a straight dexterity roll, and you're gonna roll like a d20 plus your dexterity modifier. So if you just click on your dexterity, that should give me a dexterity roll. So that's gonna be a 12. You're gonna roll another one.
Another dexterity one.
Yep, another dexterity throw. It's a 9. Go ahead, give me one more. All right. So 12, 9, and 3. The first throw, you're pretty confident. You throw it, it lands over, and you land somewhere around like a double 6s. So it gives you a 12. So it's a solid throw for your first set of points. The 9, it goes a little wide and lands on the 1. And you don't quite hit it. So you're at 13, and then the 3 just goes wide and slams into the wall next to the dartboard.
Okay.
So your round is done. It's like, all right, you got some skill. Let me show you how it's done when I'm actually trying.
Oh no!
And so she goes up to the board, grabs the 3 darts, comes back, and she makes her rolls. First one.
Please be proud.
All right. Okay. The first dart goes forward. It hits a 3. So it doesn't give her too many points. The second dart flies straight and hits a bullseye,
Oh dear.
giving her a total of... Let's see, I'm trying to remember how darts work. I think bullseye was 24. So she gets her 24. Because it's essentially...
She's gone over, haven't she?
She has gone over. So it doesn't count, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's a beautiful shot, and it hits, but you have to hit exactly 24 in darts. Whenever you set a limit, you gotta hit exactly. So it goes to 24, so her 8 is still there. And then her second roll goes and gets a 13.
I can't add up.
It's 21.
She's 21.
She's sitting at 21 right now. It's like, after you.
Shit. Okay. 3 dex things again.
Yep, 3 more dex throws.
I'm feeling a little sort of bricking it a bit, but holding composure because
Okay.
I'm finding this fun.
Yeah.
Weeb.
Marble.
Yes.
Is there any way we can give her advantage by giving her like an encouragement boost?
Potentially, if anyone wants to
Yeah.
try and do something, if anyone wants to be kind of sly and cast a spell, and hopefully the other person doesn't notice to give her advantage, like those are things you guys can do.
Is there something that someone can do just to give it a wee?
Can I
Anything?
stand up? Can I stand up and full on just like football style, just start chanting, "Let's go, Merpo!"
You start to yell this and start yelling and chanting and clapping, and like, let me check one second.
If only we had a bard. That's
Yeah, really.
a big bard, you know, right here.
About 3 other members of the bar start going, "Yeah, let's go, Merpo!" and they start yelling as well.
Big cat, get involved. Let's go, Marble.
I've bet against her. I'm like,
All right.
Okay.
And so with that, I'll say with the crowd chanting, it pumps you up a little bit. You got advantage on at least one of your throws.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
So that 18 was solid. With your first throw, you throw it, and you get, let's see, with the 18, saying that you're trying to aim for the number that you need, you get, let's see here. Yeah, we'll say that you get 11, which is what you needed to win with that 18. It was a decent enough throw that it lands right on the 11. It lands on a single 11. And the other 2, you just throw for flourish. You just chuck the other 2 at the same time at the board, just seeing where they land. And with that, you look at her and say, "What do you say? You won. What did your victory blow?"
GG easy.
Literally just think that. Easy and a slight nab. No, I would be like, was fun, thanks.
Giving your finger
And
guns, and you
trying to be as cool as Elle, and it's just not coming off cool at all, but I feel beyond cool.
and you pick up the pot, and you have 20 gold in your pot now.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And what that to the lore. Right, big cat. Cough up cash, not terrible. More silver.
I'm gonna slam my 4 silver on the table and get up to go and get a room.
Remember, I am a teenager. I am obnoxious, okay? Night, night, pussycat.
I got that behind me, and then head off to get a room.
All right. And with that, the party starts to come to a close. You have your rooms for the night. You have been fed. You have had drinks. You all go to your respective rooms. No one overdrinks, so no one has to roll constitution saves, and you go to sleep. And with that, it is the end of our night. It is 4 p.m.
Hey.
So I'd say we are good to go ahead and call it here if everyone's all set.
Excellent.
Yep, all good.
So yeah, guys, thank you so much. This was fantastic.
Thank you.
I was so much fun.
It's
That
been a
was
great
pretty
time.
good fun, yeah.
All right. So I'm just making some quick notes here to see where we are leaving off. For everyone who stuck around to hang out, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Like I said, we'll talk about it out of stream. I would like to keep doing this. I don't know how you guys feel. We don't have to decide right now.
I definitely want to keep going.
All
Yes,
right.
please.
Okay, well then, we'll try and do this on a monthly basis. I'll get with everyone, we'll try and set a schedule, I'll let you guys know. Try and follow myself or any of these lovely people on Twitter or on Twitch to keep an idea of what's going on. We're all members of Team Widers, so if you want to join the Widers group, feel free to hop in the Discord there with !Widers. Again, !SOP, that gives you links to all these lovely people who joined me tonight. thank you to everyone who came here. Thank you to all you people for putting up with my nonsense as I set this up. And thank you to the people who were able to help me with getting music. Tabletop Audio, fantastic guy, Tim. He's an amazing composer who writes all this stuff. And thank you for the cast Critical Role for putting out a bunch of music as well that he allowed other streamers to use in their content. So,
Nice.
everyone,
A big thanks to Marble
thank
for
you.
being
Yeah,
an
thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing DM.
Marble.
Thank
That
you
was
guys.
so freaking good.
All right. Well, with that, you all can have a good night. I'm gonna probably stick around for a few more seconds after this just to do a couple quick closing things. But everyone else, have a good evening.
Have a good night.
Thank you guys.
See you later.
See ya.
Good night.
Bye.
I'm gonna hop into the other D&D one if anyone wants to join me.
Yeah.
See you later, Marble.
See ya.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.